Holden. We are live shooting the ship tonight with Firehawk and Jay Hag. Couple comic guys just sitting around BSing. Welcome, guys. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey.
Absolutely.
Got to hang with my buddy Captain. Always good to see him. Or well, see him is tough. It's always good to hear from Captain more than see Captain.
Right. See Captain.
Read.
He always tries to make me walk the plank. You know what I mean?
Never. You always vote for me on different shows, so I appreciate that a lot, Firehawk. I do.
Hey, the votes come in. The votes go for you all the time. Even though I want a little better.
I wouldn't even vote for myself sometimes. I know.
I want a little better drawing from you sometime, but 40% of the time it looks really good.
This depends on how drunk I am when I'm doing it.
So normally like 60% drunk, 40% good drawing.
All right. Yeah.
It's always the beard that gets me. I vote for beards. The best beard wins no matter what. So, that's why Jay Hag gets no votes. I'm trying. We got the
I got like a good
gray going.
This is like a 6-hour beard going right here.
That's a 6-hour beard?
I think so.
That's like, are you sure it's not a 6-day?
This might be
yeah, you got to really do the math on the.
Close to it.
This morning, I had to shave, but
Yeah, that's a like a 2-hour beard for Captain. He just like poof.
I just keep pulling it down from the top. That's what I keep doing.
Oh, that's how it works. You stretch
it. Right.
So you have to get rid of the top to get the bottom.
Right. You gotta pull it all down.
Now, is there a point where you're gonna have to do you start trimming it up, or is it just let it?
Well, I got little trims every once in a while, cut off the split ends and whatnot. It just depends.
Do you have to do anything? Is it just kind of a Head and Shoulders?
Yeah, it's just same old shampoo. Anything else? Conditioner? What do you want? Just depends on I got mustache things that I can out the hole, out there, wax, beard wax, and bring it out. Whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Had this braided a couple times where it looks like, old Captain.
Very nice.
Well, we got Thomas Comics and Books and Review in.
Let's see. Let me get my YouTube up so I can see some of the comments at least. Let's see. This is all new to me, folks. Obviously, I don't know if me and Jay Hag, we're pretty new to the whole live YouTube streaming kind of thing, but it seems pretty fun. It seems like a lot of people are doing this right now. Comics are booming. We're pretty big into comics. We're pretty big collectors, readers. Just have a good time, Captain has kind of gotten us into some new people, gotten us to seeing some new channels like Rod the Rican. He has a really great channel with the Lamer Frame is awesome. The community shout out days on Sundays is really cool. So we just really want to kind of put back and just see how it goes, just have a good time. A lot of good people out there.
And that's that. I'm the same way. I was kind of I think I've had YouTube for 9 years now. And last year was actually when I was all right, I'll start doing videos now instead of just watching everybody else's, and comment. I was like, you know what? I'm going to man up and go on somebody's show. Rod invited me on one day and I was like, all right, I'll come on. So, and then I just went to another show and another show and another show. I like the Tony Sanders show, The Hunt, the wrestling one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I like that. I like the premise of that show. It's like I used to be pretty big into wrestling, like Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rock and all that good stuff. But it's like the wrestling gimmick, it kind of got old on me for a little bit. It's like it works, but I like the premise of the show. I think it's an awesome show. I like how everybody kind of interacts and talks crap to each other and all that kind of stuff. And but the gimmick of the wrestling thing is like, oh man, kind of wears on me a little bit. It's a good show. Good show though.
Like you could be a different character on it, you know. You could be your own character or whatnot on it.
Yeah, you kind of find your inner WWF, as I call it, still character, which is
I'm
good.
a WCW guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait a
see?
minute. Wait,
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was Captain Blue on there, so that was about the closest thing. I had a bunch of rubber
Yeah.
bands
Oh
in my
yeah,
beard.
Captain Lou for sure.
I was like,
Yeah,
bring it back to old school.
Yeah, little Steamboat Ricky and all them.
Ricky.
Oh yeah, you got to go back. Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
There you go. You could do a hacksaw.
Mm-hmm,
You got the beard for it.
I don't have the comics though.
Mm. Well, they got a new thing too. It's called the TV Champion, where it's no keys. You can't show any keys, and it's whatever comic you have, you know, that has no keys in it, but still a cool cover. That's the new thing that they're doing. And if you win that, you win $25. So, I mean, really,
hey,
you don't lose a thing. You just have a good time on the show.
that could work out. I could see that. Yeah,
Right.
okay. Come on and just
of
throw some
course,
books up.
The Glamazon, the wife, you know, she always has to bring her assets in it, you know.
I mean, you got to do what you know,
Right.
or what you have.
That's how she got me, you know.
I,
We got
I could beard like you have the beard, so I just got to pretend. Oh, Gray Man came in. Oh, Gray Man's still awake.
Gray
How you
Man?
doing, Gray Man?
Sorry,
I was
we're not
just,
playing solitaire, Gray Man.
Gray Man and his cover slingers. I was on there for how that show today? About 2 hours.
Yeah, it's about a 2-hour show. Sometimes you just start rambling on, you know.
Yeah, you, Matilda. That's a good show, man. I liked seeing how everybody brings out just, and they bring out the say it. So you guys said what Robots was today? Robot covers.
Yeah, robots.
And then you had I voted for you. It was the Terminator, but what was it? A captain of a submarine or something? It was not a Terminator.
Yeah, it's a Terminator.
Yeah, there it is.
He's a captain of a submarine.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with robots or anything, I don't think.
Yeah, it's issue 14.
It was like a really good shot of just BSing everybody into voting for you. I was like, well, Captain invited me. I'm going to vote for Captain, obviously. That's my man. I cannot not vote for Captain.
Oh, there's Z-Collex, Mr.
Oh,
Look at that.
Z-Collex.
Z-Collex sponsoring him. Yeah.
That's the guy who made the sweater.
Sweatshirt.
Oh, stole it from you guys do not fit in the same sweater for sure.
No.
Hers would be like a sleep shirt. Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet, Z-Collect. I like I like that design, man. Really cool. Really cool.
Z's not used to seeing me with so much clothes on. Usually I have my she cells on, and that's it.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, with the shirt open, Hawaiian shirt opened up with the seashell or shells.
Seashells.
It fits you. It fits you really well.
Yeah, thanks. I'm an A cup now.
Well,
flabby over the years. Yeah, not working out.
So we know Captain. He likes to collect the rare stuff. He likes the Mark Jewelers, the DC Universe, low print run, oddball stuff. It's really cool to see what you bring out to you've brought out a lot of things I've never seen. Like that, like I said, that Terminator one. Never heard of it, never seen it. Really cool.
Cap, what's your white whale right now? What's the one you're looking for you can't find?
That's a tough one. My white whale. I've had so many comic books over the years, some that I wanted as a grail, then I turned around and sold that to get something else. It's just the name of the game. I think my ultimate goal is to get a 181 because I collect Hulks for my daughter because she just loves Hulks. So I think that's probably the ultimate thing is try to get her a 181 eventually. Eventually.
That guy down there.
Yeah.
That guy down there. That's how we became friends right there.
That is true.
That first time I walked into his house, we had known a mutual friend. Walked into his house doing a little. He had a little, just a little. It was like 4 comics, kind of like four comics on the wall. I was like, "Is that a 180?" And it was like instantly, like, "Are we best friends?" Like a little Step Brothers type thing, 181 is like, it's right there, man. Yeah, I was like, okay, we're cool. So ever since then, a couple of years ago, like locked in, comic bros. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most people walk in. There's like, oh, you got some pictures on the wall. Like, no, it's a comic.
Why do you
book.
have?
It's a rare
Yeah,
one.
why do you have comics?
And they're like, oh, neat. And yeah, Ryan walked in. He's like, is that a 181? I'm like, 1, it's a comic book. And 2, from a distance, you can tell that that's a 181.
Yeah, it was like from afar. And it was like before, this was like, what, a couple years ago. And I was not even back into collecting comic books. And it was just one of those grail books, that picture. You're like, that from afar, you can tell it. It's just that blocky. If you were yards away, you're like, I think I see a 181. And it was just like, boom, just zoomed in. Let me see that thing up close, man. I got to see it. And he's like, wow. So it was pretty cool. It was really a really cool thing. Gray Man really wants to see your seashells for some reason. I like the Z Collect sweatshirt myself. I'm digging that Z Collect sweatshirt, the She-Hulk, really cool. I like to see what else he's got going on, man. I'm gonna check him out.
Oh, Z Collects is probably one of the first guys I ever did an auction on with, and then the wife did a couple auctions with him. I would say he's really good with the community. He does doesn't do as much as he used to, but he still does like a lot of stuff. He used to do shout out shows. If you have a question about anything like this stuff or, most of the Instagram and Facebook stuff I learned from him, he was just like, hey, do this, try this. And that's where, he's always really helpful with it. And I really appreciate Z with everything he does. And I think my wife has a crush on him, but that's all right.
Let it slide.
You can get over that kind of thing if he's helping you. I mean, if he's helping you out or paying a bill or two, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'll pay for the cable bill.
Right,
you know what I mean? You gotta look past some of those things.
Right. But there's so many people that, from the community, like Edward Jabroni,
I've heard a lot
he passed
about him.
away. Yeah. I was like his 30th subscriber. And
wow.
I would be like the only one in his chat and being like, hey, man, I like that Batman, or I like this, I like that Joker cover. And he would be like, oh, thanks for showing up. I didn't think anybody was going to watch. And then, he got up there to 1,000 subscribers and kept going. So more people.
Yeah, I feel like he's I know he passed away. That's why I hear a lot of that, but he has had a lot of positive influence. Like a lot of people have respected what he has done, and there's been some tributes and whatnot on covers, and really, really cool. I didn't know the man. Like I said, I just got into the whole YouTube comic community maybe 6-8 months ago. So I missed out on his love and his contribution to the community. So I'm glad to at least hear he's still living on through everybody that knew him, which is really cool. Really cool.
He was pretty much the one told me quit being a chicken, jump off the plank and get into YouTube,
Yeah, that's kind of what you just did for me. I was like, you know what? Captain said, hey, anybody want to hang out? And I think the only way we can ever get to really talk to each other is doing kind of something like this. Obviously we're not neighbors. We're not close. I think you're somewhere in the South Dakota, North Dakota area.
South.
That way.
South
Dakota.
Right in the middle.
Justin and I are pretty close. We're in North Carolina, within about 15, 20 minutes with each other, so we're pretty cool with the other. So it's cool to meet people from you. This is how we branch out, how we meet people, how we get to network and trade and sell, and all that kind of stuff. Who's your nerd?
Who's your nerd?
That's a good question, Cap.
I just say an aircraft carrier. Does that work? Does that work? That's about all I can say.
Not in the Navy. Okay, so Captain was on the aircraft carrier of some sort of thing.
Great, man.
Yeah. So
Gray man's just jealous because my beard's grayer than his. That's what it is.
His is nice though. He's got the pony.
Oh, yeah.
He got like the ponytail, the hair, all that good stuff going on.
Yeah, that's another story. Gray man, when I first met him, he was doing shows from his bed, and that was always like, okay, what's this guy doing? He's laying down, and
we need Gray man on here because he is a professional at this whole YouTube thing. Because he got a lot of videos out, a lot of cool. Does little everyday walkies and podcasts and vlogs and everything. He's got a lot of cool things going on, man. That Gray man, he's got it down.
Oh yeah.
Cool shows.
Every day he has something coming out.
Yeah, you need to get him on here, man. He would tell us what we got going on, what we got going wrong, all that kind of good stuff.
Jag, is this your first time being live too?
Probably so, yeah.
I would say, yeah. We're pretty much we're newbies of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hoosier. Thank you for being in the Navy.
Thank
cool
you.
Deal, man. My grandfather was in the Navy. He was on a minesweeper back in World War II. Really cool. Really cool.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I took my my grandmother just passed away, and I found my grandfather's World War II Navy. I guess they're called like dress blues.
Yep.
And he had the minesweeper patch, and I looked it up, and I said, "Oh, that's a minesweeper. That's so cool that he was on that." Like really, really neat to kind of relate to that. I mean, we're a family of military. My dad was in the Army. I'm Army. My brother was in the Army, so really cool stuff. It's cool to see how that kind of affects everybody as you go down the line. You know what I mean?
Comic G man, he was probably the second I ever went on his show. The G man, Mrs. and Miss G.
Yeah, Queen G, and Mr. G.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another one. It's like I seen you a lot. And I see Cap or G Spot a lot. Doing just going on shows or being in chat, which is really cool. Just kind of supporting everybody. Everybody supports everybody going down the line. It's really neat.
Right. And I mean, over this past year, I've seen like some people that started off together and then they branched off and went and did their own thing. And I've seen people that you didn't think ever come together and then they do shows together. You see people that, have almost the same contact as somebody else, but they mix it up a little bit different. That keeps you interested, and that's always what I like is just, everybody can show off their same books on Wednesday and talk about the same thing over and over on Wednesday.
Yeah, you got your mystery unboxings.
But if you mix it up a little bit, then you got my attention,
Yeah, you got to have a little fun with it. Like, what older books are you getting? What are you looking for? What are you collecting? What are you hunting?
You asking me that or?
So G Spot. I am Firehawk. If you and you know me from John's show or Marvelous Comics. You've seen
we got
plenty.
Firehawk, and then we got Jay Hack down here.
So Firehawk, what are you hunting for?
What am I hunting for? I am going to try to get. I would love to get. I think my 2021. Not saying I'm going to get them all in 2021, but I'm going to start with. I've recently gotten TMNT. I was TMNT way before when I was a kid. the cartoons and the action figures and all that kind of stuff. But I recently just like, I was always an X-Men, X-Force, X-Factor, Excalibur, the X side. Collected those as a teenager. Growing up, I always wanted those. Now I'm an adult. I think I want to. My 2021 goal is to start getting some like 10 through number 1 TMNT, like volume 1. Like, yeah, some of those are way valuable, and some are,
you want a number
obtainable.
1 first print.
Yeah, I love a number 1 first print, but like I said, I looked them up on Go Collect. My first print would be a 0.5. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, my money wise, 0.5 first print TMNT. That's the only one that's like under maybe $500. I was like, yeah. And I don't even think there's one on the census, which is crazy. So I don't think I'll be having a first print. We got a
Flash by Night.
There you go.
He's a new guy too.
I've
Just
seen
starting off
him
doing
in a
videos.
few. Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen Flash by Night. Like, another thing, I've seen a lot of these guys' names kind of doing, chatting and all that. I may have not watched your videos, but I've seen you in some chats and stuff, and I respect that game, getting in on things and just chatting, just hanging out, just listening, because that's where I'm at. I'm basically new to this. I was a collector from probably the early 90s to maybe 95, 96. And got out of it till about 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't remember.
Like, just straight dropped it. You know what I mean? This comics what? And then it was like, now, honestly, I think COVID and the MCU kind of got me back into it. And J-Hag, he had some really great wall books, as we'll call them, because he's got legit wall books. Like, I gotta have those. They're Grail books on his wall. Like, his 181 is that's our entry point. We'll just say 181 entry point is like, man, yes, thank you. And he 40th birthday was last year, March. Last year he bought me a 9.6 first appearance of Mr. Sinister CGC slab. It's like first slab book. I was like, man, that is so cool, man. Now I'm into this. I gotta start. I'm like, where do we go from here? So I gotta blame J-Hag for getting me into the slab books.
So it sounds like I'm the reason you're buying all these comics.
You're my reason for doing the slab. Yes, because I was like, oh, slab comics are stupid. You can't read them. What's the point? Why would you buy a comic you can't read? But he's like, and then I seen him. You see it sitting there in this beautiful case, and you're like, this is a piece of artwork at this point. And I cannot wait to have this piece of artwork just hanging on my wall, just beautiful. So I've got about 60 slabs now in a year.
You got 60.
Not that they're grails or anything big, but they're things I was like, oh, I got a good deal on this. First appearances and cool covers and stuff like that. Pass them up.
Yeah.
Yes. Flash by Night. You're right. MCU. I mean, they lit the comic book community on fire, right? It's crazy.
What do you collect, J-Hag?
So I'm a first appearance snob.
CGC.
Yeah, and so I'm kind of OCD with the look, and so I have a wall with comics, and it's actually ever since March I've been working from home, and so I was like, all right, like this is a perfect opportunity. We just converted a spare bedroom into an office, and I put them all up in a wall, so I have my computer and I can just stare at them. But yeah, it's all like, and so they all have the CGC, logo and border on there. So it's not that I think CGC is any better, but it's like I just need the consistency going across.
And when he says he's got them all lined up, they're like in a frame too. Like they're in an actual frame, the same frame, beautiful. Where did you get those frames from? They're awesome.
Oh man, I have to look that up. It was a guy in New York, I think.
Oh, they are a
It was a
beautiful
pretty
frame.
good deal.
Like
Yeah.
just great. Yeah, G-Spot, man. You gotta collect what you love. You gotta collect what you want. I'm not a speculator. I cannot get into those spec books, and it is crazy because there's some spec books I want, obviously, but they're for my personal wants. They're not, oh, this guy's gonna be in a TV show. This guy's gonna be the new bad guy. I just want these books for my personal like. And it makes it hard. The spec market makes it hard for us real collectors to get in on these books.
Yeah, I mean, unless you already have it in your collection on something,
Which I
That's-
probably could have if I would have collected from the early 90s till now, but since I took that big gap,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I started probably 10, like I always read comics and my brother would buy some comics. And so as growing up, like in the 90s or something, I'm like, I was always a huge fan of X-Men. And I never really had any money to buy any kind of comics.
Yeah.
So once I finally got a job, like grew up and got a job, it's like, okay, like now I want to go and buy this.
Have we
But yeah,
grown
it's
up
insane.
though?
Like
Have we
I
grown
bought a
up?
couple like 10 years ago, and I
We've
thought they
gotten
were
older.
expensive then, and it's just insane what they've done since then.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff you have, J-Hag, has been like you made a good investment back a few years ago. I feel like before COVID, I think COVID has sparked this whole rise of keys and YouTubers and Instagrammers and all that stuff. So you got in, I mean, before I was on any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And just seeing how much these books have rise since you even got them. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you kept a spreadsheet of I bought at this price 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Then you look at the price now, it's like, wow. It's astronomical how that 181. I'm just gonna keep going 181 because we don't need to. We don't want people breaking in and taking all your comics, so we're just saying 181.
where you live next door?
Yeah. How much that book has garnered attention, and how much that book has risen from. I mean, it was a good book all the time, but it's just that sharp incline.
Yeah, it's just gone right up.
Crazy.
Yeah, I heard back in the 90s you could get it for like $200,
Oh yeah. Near mint, 9.6 copy, $200.
Right.
I don't need that. I'm gonna buy this X-Men #1. Jim Lee X-Men #1, baby. Gotta have it. Gotta have all 5 or 6. Gotta have all those 5 connecting copies.
I was like, I want all covers.
I gotta save up for those.
I remember seeing something on eBay. It was like you get 100 copies of that for $100.
Oh,
this was like a couple of years ago.
I mean, even now, it's such a widely produced book. The X-Men #1 is such a highly produced book. You still get good deals, but it's blown up. I mean, that's the next big book, really, especially if you get the newsstands. Which, there you go. I said newsstand. Some people could care less about newsstands, but you look at a book that produced 8 million copies.
Right.
X-Men #1, 8 million some copies. You take newsstand out of that, and a high grade newsstand, it's a different story.
Well, yeah, with G-Man, he would prefer to have a Silver Surfer #1 and a 9.8. I could tell you that, and that's the same one. That one's jumped up throughout the years.
It really has. I mean, the Silver Surfers, even like the Mobius Silver Surfers, was there 1 or 2 Mobiuses? Back, what was that, early 80s, the Mobius covers. Really nice covers. They're kind of blowing up now, too.
The Living Vampire, I think it is, Morbius.
No, Mobius was the artist. I think maybe G-Man could correct me. I don't know. I think it's Mobius was the artist on Silver Surfer, like 1 and 2 or something like that. It was like it was just 2 issues. Those are kind of are going up in value too. Hopefully G-Man can help me out on that one. I think it's Mobius.
Well, I know the famous. Yeah, he said yes. I don't know
Okay.
to what
Yeah.
question. But what's
Yeah,
the
the
famous
Mobius.
one? Isn't it like number 3 or number 4 where he's fighting Thor?
Oh, that's the Silver Age Silver Surfer. Yeah, we're going way back. Yeah, man. I'm talking even like the 80s stuff is because people are ready for Silver Surfer to come out. Now, the Fox Silver Surfer was not as good as what they think the MCU Silver Surfer is going to be. Maybe. You hate to speculate on that, but maybe.
Ranger Sly, welcome.
Okay, yeah. Okay, hey, Ranger. Yeah, I've seen Ranger Sly in a few different chats too, man. Nice to
he
see
was
you.
on Gray
Nice to
Man
hear you.
show
Yeah.
in the
I
chat.
love the Ranger. What was that from Yogi Bear?
There,
Am I right?
yep.
Yeah, Mephisto. Oh, yeah, Mephisto. But is he still as big as he was when WandaVision 9 did not come out? WandaVision 9 hit, and they're like, oh, there's no... where's Mephisto? Good to see you, Ranger. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, G-Man knows a lot about Silver Surfer. I think he has like 6 long boxes just full of Silver Surfer, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh.
That's my he's G-Man. If I had a question on Silver Surfer, that's why I was like, G-Man would be the guy to know cover artist, what issue, what's hot, what's not, And he puts on a good show. I mean, we're waiting tonight, a couple more hours.
Yeah.
We got a little G-Man show, G-Spot. It's gonna be a good show. It sounds like he's got some good guests, so I'm gonna try to stay up.
On the show
No
a couple
promise.
Up on the East.
I at least stay about 75% of a show, and then I'm like, okay, started. And then he'll play a video or something, and it'll wake me up real quick, like, oh, what's going on?
I love his show. He always has good guests, good content. It's just, man, I'm on the East Coast. It's hard for me to stay up, man. I love his show.
Mr. White Gloves.
Man. Oh,
I love his collection too.
Dude, he has got some grails.
Oh yeah.
His whole collection would be like a museum quality grail. He's got probably every Daredevil, give me an Incredible Hulk 4. He'd be like, oh, this one?
Got it.
You want to see it? It's here you go. You can just pull it out, man. It's crazy. That White Gloves, man, he could just snap you a comic real quick.
All right. I wish he would do more shows too. Come on and show more of his collection too. And I'm kind of like you, Firehawk. I have a little bit of this, and I have a little bit of this. I have some first appearances. I have second, third, fourth, fifth. Some of them I just like different covers. Like who has a Terminator with a captain on it?
Like I said, never seen it. I'd love to have. That's a comic. Is like I'd love to have because I've never seen it.
I had Robot Fighters number 27, but I went with a Terminator instead.
Because you're a captain. Why would you?
Right, I got to mix it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't go with the flow, man. You're like, I got this. Boom. Yeah, Gray man. But you got that cool accent, man. We watch you for that accent. Oh yeah, G-Spot. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I know. Like, how many DC universes do you have, Captain? Are you close to the finish line, or you got a lot more to go?
DC universe. I have 175, and I want to say there's 245.
Okay, so
I'm getting close, and some of them are ghosts. Like they think that there are ones, but nobody's ever found one. They're just. So that's always the fun thing with it too, is trying to find one of these ghost ones. And I have a Supergirl. What is it? I think it's like 366. And that's one of the rare ones too that you don't see. Like eBay right now, they're selling it for I want to say $250 just raw,
Wow.
because it's so
Really?
you don't see too many of them, you know.
So just for that DC Universe logo, it's like commanding that much more. Okay, that's cool.
Right. And some they mass produce. Other ones they, you know, that they think, oh, this just finished off. Let's go 3 or 4 or 5 of these, and then that's it, you know.
I can see that. I can see that. But you got to have that kind of idea in your collection. That's like you have a good, like you want the Mark Jewelers, the DC Universe covers. Seems like you collect a lot of kind of the risque covers too, which is pretty cool.
Well, that's more the wife. She likes zombie tramps, vampirellas, you know, Harley
Scantily
Quinns
clad.
and the skimpy outfits. You would think it'd be more me, but actually it's her.
Okay.
And she's only been collecting like, I think this is her 3rd year.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, we're pretty similar. I mean, we're similar, not maybe, you know, similar in collecting age. We'll say that.
Right.
Like I said, I'm only maybe a good year into it, and I've just been buying. I started 2020 with maybe, I want to say maybe if I had a full short box at the beginning of 2020, I might be telling you a lie. It might have been less than a short box.
Yeah.
Now I have 10 short boxes and 2 long boxes full of comics, and then a whole nother 2 or 3 of slabs. It's like, in 1 year, what happened? Why did I do this?
You got
But it's
41 today.
Yeah, I did buy quite a few comics from Mr. John today, Mr. Marvelous Comics. When you tempt me with a mystery box, I'm gonna go in. I got to see what it is. A mystery box always gets me, and John has never steered us wrong. I think we're all on page with Mr. Marvelous Comics.
Oh yeah.
He does us all pretty well, you know, and G can maybe put in on that too. I know Gray Man won't because he's obviously in the UK, so his shipping would be
Right.
Doesn't make any sense to ship books over there, which is unfortunate because we have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends in the UK with doing you know, cool shows and stuff like that. We're obviously not going to just ship books back and forth to the UK.
Right.
But Marvel's puts on a good show, gives us great deals. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you in a couple chats with what was that? Perpetual, Geeky Comic guys.
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I like those guys, man. They're a good time, man. They throw down.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't quite catch what they're saying because of the accent, but I'm sure it's probably the same way with me, you know.
Yeah, they got the accent or the slangs and that kind of thing. Like, maybe
Right.
I get it. Oh yeah, Canada. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Canada touches us, but we just
Right.
the shipping is crazy, and then sometimes it gets here, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, see, with that, Gray Man would buy every Jimmy Olsen book there would be out there if he could, you know.
And we found, hey, there was some great Jimmy Olsens tonight, I believe, at John's auction or John's claim sale. He had some Jimmy Olsens or some Superboys or something like that. Stuff I don't look for because it's DC. I'm not a big DC fan at all.
Yeah, you got a mystery box with half of it being DC. So
that was the big problem. I was like, man, can I just give these away? It's like let's spread the love. Let's spread the DC love to my DC
Plus, you
friends.
won on a dot with a DC book. So I mean, I'm cracking up about that.
Hey, it was Carmen Sandiego. I mean, you can't pass up that. I grew up on that.
Still a DC.
Yeah, well, we could block that off.
Now, if you found one that had the DC logo on that same book, that one's a little rare too to find.
I'll be on the lookout for that. See, there are some. I won't say I dislike all DC. I'm just not a Superman, Superboy, Supergirl, Wonder Woman.
Batman.
I am okay with Batman, but no Robin.
No Robin.
I like Batman.
No
Robin.
sidekick.
Yeah, when Batman just like chilling, kicking ass without Robin, I'm cool. I love Joker. I think all the Batman enemies, Joker, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, Scarecrow, they're awesome. But Robin I don't want a boy wonder getting in on my Batman stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we got to go. Got to go
UK
see.
it is.
Got to go see Gray Man on our holiday and bring him some.
Right.
East
Don't bring no clothes. Just bring comic books, and he'll trade you out clothes for comic books.
I'm sure Gray Man knows a couple of those guys with their Perpetual and Comic Deal and Noob Comics and all those guys. I'm sure he knows all them guys. Geeky guy, Charlie, Ben.
I hear the baby making some noise, so I gotta run, guys.
Jay taking off.
You can come back on. You got the link, so if you want to come back on, and we're still chatting, we're just hanging out until G pretty much goes on his show.
Take a break, bro. Take a break.
You're welcome to come back anytime, J Hag. Hit me up on Instagram. We'll chat. We'll do this again if you guys want to next week. Sit around and shoot the shit.
I'm gonna need a refill anyway, J Hag. If you want to come back,
I'm running low too.
So take care of the baby.
See you guys.
See ya.
But yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we got to bring books to G. Okay. I got you, Gray Man.
Let's go. What's up, buddy?
Oh, Geek Out with Roscoe. Oh, Roscoe. I'm pretty sure I've seen Roscoe in a few things too, man. How you doing?
Yeah, he's that labor frame champion. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a small thing, just a champion, no big deal.
Right, 3-time champion, just one of them. Ooh,
only three.
All right.
I like to see more like
kick him off because he kept winning, but I won't say nothing.
You get excluded when you win too much. Is that what happens?
Mm-hmm. You do, and they got to bring you back for a, great artist show. Never get invited back to them shows.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because I'm too drunk, but whatever.
But you make some great you make some
right.
Here's what you make great attempts at goodish drawing.
Right. Yeah, he'll be on the hunt this Friday. Yeah.
See, I like to watch the hunt when I know somebody I kind of know will be on there.
Right.
I know Biggie Shack always kind of shouts me out a little bit when we're in the chat. He says hi and all that good stuff. So I try to watch, man,
Well, and that's the great thing I think about this community is everybody at least tries, you may not catch somebody's video, but if you watch it on a rewind or, at least like their video, that's still supporting them somehow, even though you may not drop anything in the comment. That's like Flash by Night. He's kind of a new guy. I try to leave a comment, try to jump on his stream or at least, be in his chat. Because I know sometimes it gets frustrating. It does. I mean, when you come on these streams and you're just like, oh, nobody's coming on,
Is anybody listening to me or, am I talking to dead air?
Sharing the same book that the other channel is sharing,
Yeah, I always try to give a thumbs up or I'll drop a comment and something, I'll try to make something relevant to the stream, We do okay.
G-Man, or I mean not G-Man, G-Man, G Gray Man.
Yeah, there's like G-Man and Gray
Man. He he does a lot of the walkie ones or something else, and I might be at watching the kids or taking kids to school, but I'll come back and watch it, or I might pop on a few seconds. And sometimes he just has so many videos and can't watch them all, so I can try to at least catch some of them.
Well, that's what's good about Yeah, YouTube will let you kind of preserve some of those things too. I mean, you do a live, and you can save it for, it's really nice. And yeah, Gray Man, if you want to subscribe to me, I probably wouldn't because this is one of my, I think I've been live twice on YouTube, once with Right Now, and once was back with John when he was doing the giveaway. And
That was Christmas.
Yeah, I have no videos about comics or anything. I used to do some autocrossing with my GTO and stuff like that. So don't be shocked if you subscribe to me and you see nothing interesting to you. But I think this year is going to be my year of trying to get out there. This is like, I'm not a big on camera person. That's why I'm kind of dark. I hate to trying to hide out. You know,
Here I am all in this light.
I'm more of in the shadows kind of guy, but I really appreciate everybody that has been doing this for. You guys probably been doing this for years. You know, kind of. You know, a lot of people have probably been doing this for before this was an interesting thing. Which is interesting to me. Like if you had a channel that was something before everything happened, you know, this COVID and all that stuff.
Right.
I really appreciate the people that have put these shows and videos out there for us to enjoy. Really cool.
Roscoe's
really
another
cool.
one.
Okay, Roscoe,
Yeah.
I think you feel where I'm coming from then. You can understand. Don't mind me. I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm on an iPad right now and I got to charge. So I'm moving a little bit because my charger is in the corner. So you're going to see a lot of my
like Roscoe.
boring,
He's probably at like
house.
600 subs, but that's all family members, you know.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so Roscoe's the one that got a bunch of family votes that one day.
Right. And his mic kept going out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Roscoe. Zart's really good. He just doesn't have to talk during nothing. He just shows up what he has to show, and that's it.
He'll just invite all his his family members, his daughters, his sons, and his aunts and his uncles, and he wins. It's perfect.
Right. Don't say nothing. I voted for him last time, so.
I would, because actually, I believe, if I remember correctly, Roscoe has some really great drawings.
Oh, he does.
And he deserves to be on here, so, or on, you know.
And he started off from Bearded Comic Bro. And he was on one of his contest things, drawing covers that him and his wife, you know, they were discussing comic characters. And I think it was like Splinter or something. And she called him Mr. Rat. And then Roscoe drew a cover of Mr. Rat, I think it was.
That's what, okay. You know? So Roscoe is Mr. Oh, he had the Mr. Rat cover. Okay, because they were awesome. Like, it was awesome. Like the guy with the rat face mask on him.
Right, yeah, and he had like a gun, like he was robbing a bank.
Yeah, it was like like a legit like bank robber with a rat face. Yeah, that was one of the ones I voted for. So I believe he won that contest.
Yep.
So that's really cool. That's okay.
And that's just kind of one of them little stepping stones, you know. Like last year too, there'd be this guy that do like 24-hour shows, and you could just drop the stream and you could just come on. Sometimes he'd be sleeping and somebody else would be like Jig's Kingdom.
For charity.
Right, Jig's Kingdom, you know, he would do like 3 days. He'd use up all his StreamYard stuff in 3 days and just run it just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And he'd be sleeping, come on, and people would talk, you know, about comic books or life or whatever. And that's kind of one of the first shows my wife came on. You know, she was all kind of shy herself, like, I don't want to go on a show or nothing like that. And I'm like, it's just guys just talking comic books. So, you know, and you like Harley Quinns, and just talk about Harley Quinns, you know, what you like.
Yeah, talk about what
she's more of a Poison Ivy fan, but there isn't that many Poison Ivy covers out there, you know, not as many as Harley Quinn, per se.
Right, not yet. I think maybe there's got to be something. Oh, yeah, I seen Comic Mag and Mustangs. I always thought it was Mustangs. So I'm sorry, Comic Mag. I always thought it was Comic Mag and Mustangs. I drive a Mustang, unfortunately, but that's kind of where I was looking. But okay, yeah, I've seen. Yeah, these guys were all on the show earlier.
Right. On Cover Slingers.
Yeah, so really cool.
Last Black Night. Can't imagine your wife being shy. Yeah, she was she still gets a little shy now and then on some shows, but I would just kind of push her into it and get it done with.
Yeah, shy. I'm getting over that. I'm trying to get over that whole part myself.
I know. I can't wait for next week, man. I got a lot of booties. I might even show up naked, show off my booty on this show,
So that's next week. I'm going to make sure I have something else going on.
Right?
Okay. So, we're on the same page. Okay. Thank you for not holding it against me. Very cool, man.
Yeah, oh, go ahead.
So I was gonna say, what are you looking for right now? What do you want to? What is your next probably purchase? What would you say your next big purchase? Are you looking for a big purchase, or just gonna kind of keep like what I do, kind of buying whatever kind of comes up?
Well, actually, I need to start doing an auction so I can start selling some and getting other books I want.
That might be our next. Hey, there you go. That might be our next thing. We need to start doing a little sale thing right here, right? Oh,
right.
Whoa.
There you go.
I'm not so sure about. Well, if he's in assless chaps and he's sitting down, I can do that.
Right.
That would work. We could, yeah. Okay.
Well, Flash Night by Night, that's my whole get up. I don't care. I don't care what book I have, what I look like. I am there to make somebody laugh or at least show a comic book maybe they don't have in their comic book. So that's why I go on to a lot of these shows, like Comic Gories or Cover Slingers or, The Hunt, where you show off different books and you kind of get your personality out there so people kind of know. Some people, what am I trying to think? Like a common book like that X-Men, right? That X-Men book, that 1 million copies were made of, somebody might have that same one. Death of Superman, how many copies were made of that? But if I come on to a show, I'm thinking outside the box, like G-Man says, think outside the box or, bring something else to, share it. Like I'm a big Mark Jeweler and a DC guy. I grew up with Mark Jeweler comic books, and I was like, when I saw a regular comic book, I was like, what's this? Where's the Mark Jeweler at? I'm like, what's wrong with this comic book? It has no Mark Jewelers in it. So I didn't know at first that comic books didn't come with Mark Jewelers in them. But my uncle that came over from overseas, all his books had Mark Jewelers in it. And I remember holding on to like Avengers #1, Avengers #2, and all these having Mark Jewelers in them. Different Batman books. Oh, come on now. Would I do that? I've been chest on your show. Yeah, if you're not, and that's another reason why I like Cover Slingers, because we can all harass everybody and still at the end of the day, still be friends, still have good laughs. Nobody takes anything serious. And that's a lot of these channels too. I like too, is that nobody really takes anything serious. And once the channel's over, the show's over, there's no hard feelings. There's nothing, it's all good, clear fun.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, you're all good.
I had to liquidate the inventory.
Break the seal, they say.
Chest is fine, but no, but okay.
Yeah,
Gray
well.
Man. I think Gray Man makes points. I think he is a smart man.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure he still has to put, children not advised to watch the show on Cover Slingers.
You gotta have a T plus. T plus.
A T plus.
Oh, Roscoe's got a Captain Storm issue number 1 with date stamp. Okay, so that's my thing with date stamps. When do they interfere with what you buy? Like my buddy, the J Hag that was on here, he bought a really great first Havoc. What was that? X-Men. Someone could probably tell me X-Men, the number X-Men, but it was a Havoc. It had the date stamp kind of like in Havoc's chest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it was like 1969 maybe. But it was a great looking cover, but does that distract from, it was a pretty high grade. Would that make you not want to buy it? That date stamp, is that date stamp a negative or a positive? I mean, I feel like it would be like one of those, like, you know, the subscription, used to have the subscription kind of folds. They used to fold the books and they shipped them to you. Some people
Right.
collect those, but that's a big negative for grading. What do we, okay, so we got, okay, yeah, date stamps. Okay, so, okay, I got you. So the stamp is okay. So that's, the stamp is coming from the store. Handwritten
Right.
date might not be, okay. Like I said, I guess you guys have just kind of started joining. I'm pretty new to some of these older, the Silver Age and stuff like that. And I know that a lot of Silver Age,
Golden Age ones,
yeah,
all have like a lot of that kind of stuff, you know.
I don't mind it. I think if it's at the top, the bottom, I think I have maybe 1 or 2 with a date stamp on it. Not anything crazy, but I think it's kind of cool to see that stamp, but not in the artwork. If it's at the top, the bottom, somewhere kind of askew from the artwork, I'm okay with it. But when it's kind of front and center, I think it distracts a little bit from what I'm looking for. You know, that artwork, that nice cover. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Roscoe, yeah. That's what, yeah. So we're on the same page. Okay. Oh, there's the other thing, complete. So I'm looking at some books, good price. I feel they've got the green CGC, which is qualified, you know, missing Marvel value stamp. That you cut the value stamp out. Used to, I don't know if you sent them in or used to collect them, but you'd cut that stamp out back in, you know, back when 181 and all that kind of stuff. Would that, to me, that's not a big deal. I hate to see that green label, but a Marvel value stamp being cut out doesn't really distract from the story or the book at all. So it's like one of those, what do you do with that?
Right. I mean, it's all up to the collector too, you know. Sometimes I'd rather have a low grade than a high grade. I know I can afford a low grade of something, but just to have it, you know, I'm like, oh, that's in my collection. I don't have that book. I want that book in my collection, you know, even though it's a low grade. And sometimes, you know, they have the grease marks on them from the old school stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a low dollar collector. I'm a cheap ass. I don't care what anybody. I am. I will take the bottom dollar. Give me the low stuff. I'll take a 0.5 or whatever if it's a cool ass key comic or a great cover. Just as long as it's kind of I like a nice cover. I don't like the beat up covers. I would take a qualified grade nice cover over a beat up cover, I guess is what I'm trying to put out there.
More of a reader's copy for you.
Yeah. You know, as long as the cover is nice, you know, a nice, if I could display it, you know, a nice cover.
Well, let's say, let's go, like a Daredevil #1 has a great front cover. All the pages are complete, but it's missing the back cover. Would you still own it?
Yeah, probably. I would.
Exactly. I mean, if the cover looks great, you put it in a case, you put it in a top loader, whatever. That's pretty much what you're looking at, anyways, is the front cover.
I mean, what's on the back cover?
You know that it's complete except for the back cover. I would still own one.
We know the back cover is just advertisements.
Right.
I mean, it's not. I mean, yeah, if I had the money, give me the high grade, but I'll take a low grade, nice cover. I'm cool. Yeah, yeah. It is. Yeah, it is really subjective. I mean, it just depends on what you want to collect, I guess. I'm a big visual fan. You know, if you, I'd rather have a full cover, I guess, than a full book. If it's graded,
Right.
I mean, if it, you know, at this point,
How
I
many
should
graded
say,
books do you have?
I want to say around 50, 60,
Wow.
but
That's
nothing
one.
key. Nothing key. Don't get me wrong. It's a bunch of small stuff. Um,
You won one from Marvelous or got one on his mystery box. I think it was a Catwoman or something, wasn't it?
yeah, I've gotten a couple from Marvelous. Won a couple. I won one from Marvelous. I have won one from Booyah Comics, Booyah Brad over there on the West Coast, which was just recently, which is a DC Batman. But you know, not bad. But I was trying to buy a lot of. I'd go on eBay and just kind of look at the ending soons, and I would say, "Oh, this one's going for only $20." Put a bid on it for 21. Oh, I won. Okay, you know, and it might be just like first. I think I got the first appearance of Pip the Troll in Warlock for like less than $20,
Oh, wow.
and it was like a 9.92, 9.4, something like that. It's like, you know, that's worth it to me. Maybe it's not a big book right now. It could be a big book, but I thought it was a really nice looking cover. I'll take it, you know.
Right.
Why not? For that price, I mean, pretty much a graded book, almost to me, I always thought like any graded book under $20 is almost worth it.
Right. And some of them, even if you get at
How you doing,
$100,
Mayor?
you know the value of it's going to go up, or you know the value of the comic book itself is way worth that. You know.
Yeah, and some I just buy. I mean, I don't even really sometimes don't look. I don't care if it's a first appearance or whatever. I just like that cover is really nice, or it's an older book, and I really dig the older artwork, like the Silver Age, the Bronze. I like Jim Lee. Unfortunately, you know, in the early '90s, brought me into comics when I was a 10, 11 years old. Jim Lee was like, boom, Marvel Comics, X-Men, gotta have it. Okay,
Right.
yes, and I would buy everything. So seeing that older artwork at high grade to me is, or you know, up 8, 9, 9.2. I'm fine with that. I mean, a book that's well loved is okay. A well loved book is awesome to me. If it doesn't, you know, the cover presents well.
Right. Some of them golden age ones, you know, they have rough staples. They're coming apart at the staples. I mean, like the one I showed today, that Metal Men #1, you know, she's pretty rough, but it's just something to have in my collection because it's Metal Men #1.
Yeah, and it's a good book. You know what I mean? You like it.
Right. I mean,
You
her
might not
spine is
send
just
it in.
tore up all the way. It's detached pretty much, you know.
But
I
hold
think it's
hold
just
it back.
barely
Hold
hanging
it
on.
back by your chest.
It looks great.
Look how good it looks.
That works
what I mean.
great for shows. Hey, let's hold
Yeah.
it back here. You can't
Yeah.
tell the grade. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't show off all the spine ticks and the rips
Right.
and tears, not too bad. And you're not going to send it in for a grade. It's a PC book.
Right.
So you don't mind, you know, you got a good deal on it. So you don't mind.
Yeah, I got a great deal on it, actually. But it's one of them ones where, do I sell it and just, you know, somebody else that might be looking for a golden age or has no golden age. I have a lot of golden age and silver, and you know, some aren't major keys, like a Dennis the Menace. You know, there isn't too many collectors out there that want Dennis the Menace, but he's kind of one of the favorite ones I liked. Not so
Okay,
much
yeah.
everybody's superheroes. The Hulk.
Well, well, that's like the
Archie Books is another one.
Archies, yeah, and Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes is another one.
Looney Tunes, you don't see a lot of big want for Looney Tunes, but they were a big golden age, silver age, all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't
Bugs
seem
Bunny.
to want those. Yeah, it's crazy. There you go. Gray Man likes your book.
Right. I didn't show the
Yeah.
spine during this thing. I was kind of
Yeah, if you can hide the spine, you're gonna be okay.
Right. Put my hand in front of it. Look at this cover.
Yeah, you just gotta kind of hold it back. You don't
Yeah, it
want to
looks
show
great, don't it, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't put the spine
Magic
on
trick.
the video. Just
But
hypnotize them.
it's always good to find deals, and we go on John's auctions together.
Okay.
Same thing with the Mark Jewelers. You had no idea what Mark Jewelers were. Tried to explain it to you, and then I was just like, you know what? Just send him one. I'll buy it. I'll pay for it. Just send it to him,
Yeah. That was my technically first AOK from Mr. Captain right there. That was the first one I ever got. Really cool. I mean, it's like, yeah, Mark. I've heard of Mark Jewelers, but it was, again, I was just getting back into collecting, and that was a really cool kind of low print run. And I liked the whole that it was mainly sent out to military PXs, which I thought was really cool.
Right. They're a 1% to 5% is what they say.
I'm with Mayor. Yeah, I grew up with the Looney Tunes cartoons, man. I loved the Looney Tunes cartoons. Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote, man, they were awesome. The cartoons.
Pig, Daffy Duck, Uncle Scrooge's were a lot.
To me, it killed Disney. Like, to me, Looney Tunes were better than Disney. Like, you could just take like Daffy Duck and all them guys, or Donald Duck. I'm sorry, Daffy Duck was more me. Donald, get rid of him. I love Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, all them guys, man. They were hilarious to me back growing up. And I'm sure they still would be if they didn't get censored out.
That's a lot of things get censored out.
Yeah, you can't kill cartoon characters anymore. Can't.
DVD collection.
That would be, yes, good idea. Good idea. I honestly just got the TMNT, the whole set, man. The whole TMNT original cartoons from 87 to 96, I believe it was. It's like 73 hours of DVD. I don't even know if I'm going to watch all of it, but I'm going to try.
Yeah,
there you go. TMNT. It's perfect. Just brought up TMNT right there. Darkwing Duck. Yes, my friend. Yes, Roscoe. I think we probably grew up around the same time. There we go.
I think that was kind of the era too. That's TMT movies came out then, so that kind of brought them back into the swing of things. I bet you they probably didn't think that number one TMT would be going for what it is now compared to what it was back in them days.
Insane. I mean, like, I was probably, when TMNT came out cartoon wise, 87, 88, I was 8 or 9 years old, man, and that was my life. So I would just watch the cartoon, go to the store, try to save up my allowance, or have my grandparents buy me, I need to have Donatello, or I need to have the Foot Soldier, man, come on. And now seeing what they're going for now, it's like, wow. The love for the nostalgia, I think, is crazy right now.
There you go. There's a good one. Johnny Quest.
I remember, Space Ghost. Yes.
Those.
A lot of good shows that have either were out or have come back or have been replayed on different things. I think is a good. Gray Man, come on.
I know he's just playing.
Yeah, Power Rangers were a little bit past my time. My brothers were Power Ranger fans. Same with Pokemon. I was not a Pokemon fan. That kind of surpassed me. Oh, of course, my friend. Yes, Roscoe. Oh,
Never bought it, Roscoe. Never
Okay.
had it. Nope.
I'm gonna have to send the old Captain some Last Ronin love, I guess.
I get comic books from TFTs from two brothers. They'll send me AOKs every once in a while, and they'll be a T. I'm just like, I'm gonna send this back to you anyways because I'm
Mm.
a fan of it.
Oh man,
But
you gotta. I mean, you could read the Last Ronin and not really know what's going on. It's like kind of a new story, so
right.
it's awesome. If you just want to read a good comic book, get Last Ronin.
And and that's the other thing with our community. On Wednesdays, everybody buys the same one, that Last Ronin. All I got to do is check out somebody's channel or
the
something,
review.
and
Get the
they'll
review.
tell me about it. And the worst is this WandaVision. I mean, I got to go all day without watching it and wait till the wife gets home, and then everybody's thing, I got to pass it up if it says WandaVision on it, so I don't get no spoilers.
That's true. I mean, that's our community, though. I mean, you got to try to be sensitive to people who can't get to the same thing as you can get to. But you know what?
I don't expect anybody to change their world for me either, so
If
that's
you want
kind
to
of
talk
where.
about something, talk about it.
Right.
There's no There's no such thing as spoilers in my world. If you say something and I don't like it, I just don't listen to it, or I just pretend like it didn't happen. And I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still gonna read it. Like you could tell me what happened in Last Ronin 3 right now if you already knew. If you wrote the book, I'm still gonna read it.
Right.
I'm gonna go out and buy probably 10 different variant covers because on Last Ronin 1 I probably bought 25 different variant covers. So just bring it. I love TMNT. I'm big into it. You can't do wrong with TMNT right now. That's for sure.
We'll have to dick around. I think I got a number 4 for you.
A number 4?
Yeah. TMT, first edition.
There you go. I'll
dig around. I think I got one.
Really? Oh, wait a minute. See,
Yeah,
now,
I'm being serious.
I'm used to seeing the captain with one eye, so I'm not. No, that'd be really cool, man. We could do.
But it's funny. I got an assortment of eye patches. Like.
For the longest time, I figured you're really a pirate with one eye. I wasn't too sure.
Well, who don't like a chest and a booty once in a while?
Amen, brother. Yes, I think me and Roscoe are on the same page. That Scouts Honors is awesome. Savage Circus, that's a new one. I haven't heard of that one. But indie titles are killing it. I would buy 5 indies to 1 Marvel any day of the week. I think indie stories, the story, even if you don't look at the artwork, indie stories are awesome. I think they're really complex and they really spell out a really good narrative. Marvel still has that, but I feel like Marvel is, they're just big Marvel. So
they've been at it so long that their stories just kind of keep
it's the same. I mean, like King in Black is good. It's a good story. It's a good read. King in Black, but it's been done. I mean, it's every 10 years they bring out the King in Black or a Extinction Agenda or a Mutant Massacre. There's the big, the big plots that come down that everybody comes together. Somebody dies. 3 people die, but guess what happens later? Those people come back in the next 10 issues or something.
They were a robot and got destroyed and came back.
Right. It wasn't really that person. It was the astral projection of this person.
Right. A hologram of that person.
Not taken away from the story, but that's kind of Marvel's cookie cutter. It's a 10-year program. I feel I still read Marvel. I love Marvel. King in Black, Wolverine, Thor, Silver Surfer Black, really great.
Yeah.
But the indies are just like Scouts Honor. Like I said, Scouts Honor is awesome. Autumnal, I've been really digging Autumnal. It's a horror, really great horror book. Just so many good books out there. It's great reading.
But I like
Yes,
WandaVision. Some of them books have gone up in price, and they're
of
older
course.
books.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
that's where your spec thing comes in again. Like, hey,
Well,
do I
yeah.
have this or do I not?
Well, as soon as
Some
they
of the Batmans you can never go wrong with. First appearance of
classic,
Riddler or
classic.
right. You know,
You got your classics, yeah, your Riddlers. Your first appearances are always going to be classic. But it's like the speculation books. Um, Personally, don't know if WandaVision, that was like 84-ish series. I have not read that. I
mm,
want to now that I've watched all the episodes. I liked it. I did have a good time watching 1 through 9. I've watched a few of them 2 or 3 times just to catch those what they call Easter eggs and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, that West Coast, you could pick that up in a
Oh,
25-cent one, 50-cent one all day long.
I went
Now that it's
somewhere.
out with the white vision,
Where was
everybody
I
wants it.
back? Not even that long ago. Maybe not even a year ago when I first started kind of getting back into it. Um, I went to a local comic book store and they had like 5 or 6 just raw, not even in bag or board, just sitting in a box, like for $1 box of
Right.
the White Vision. Just no one cared. No one gave a crap
Good
about
night,
White
Ranger.
Vision. Oh, see you, Ranger. Have a good night.
But
Cheers.
that's the same thing. That's that nobody ever spected on that one. That's a
No.
West Coast, not even like a true Avengers team, I guess, but it is
Right.
Avengers, but
The
nobody looked
West,
twice
yeah.
at that one ever. They went for the Red Vision first appearance more than anything else.
Oh, the
Now you
West
got the
Coast Avengers.
one up there.
The West Coast Avengers got shit on all the time. It was like
Right.
like the junior varsity team. No one really cared about West Coast Avengers. I didn't. I never have. Honestly, I was always when I was Marvel growing up, it was always X-Men, X-Force, X-Factor, Excalibur. The X side of Marvel. I didn't really care about Avengers. What got me into Avengers is kind of the Infinity Saga, the whole thing, like the Infinity War, Infinity Gauntlet. Um, I started
The
buying,
Warlocks in there.
yeah, I started buying all those. Like I wanted to get the whole, like I think it was like 71 issues that were in part of the first Infinity Gauntlet. Like just, I want all those. Um, I want to read those and see how they compare to how the MCU did the thing. So we'll
Well,
see.
it's totally different. Like that I have actually 2 sets of them. One's the Infinity Gauntlet. One's a reader copy and one's all newsstands. I made sure that I got all of the newsstand ones, everything. But my reader copies, the page is off. I got it for $1 or 25 cents,
Oh
just
yeah,
so I knew that was going to be my reader's copy, and the other ones I put aside. Same thing with the Secret Wars. I have 2 sets of that. And my
that's my
number
next
8,
one. Yeah,
I got one that's just prime. It could be a 9 or it is a 9 or higher. I have one graded comic book. So I'm the wife after 3 years, she has 15 and keeps adding up. So to me, that's the kind of collector I've always been. It's just bags and boards. And, that's kind of what I like. And that's what I grew up with. I didn't
that was
know
kind of
about
my whole thing.
grading
Yeah,
comic books or anything else like that. But,
yeah, I didn't know
you
anything
know,
about that. Yeah.
Uncle always told me quit drawing in his books. And, I don't know how many times I put Afro on, Tony Stark and stuff like that.
Yeah, you gotta relate to what you know. You're like, I like Tony Stark, but he doesn't have enough hair.
Right. On an Avengers #1, you don't want to see Tony with an Afro or a Hulk with an Afro on. I just,
I might be down for that. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
and that's what my uncle says all the time. He's like, all these old comic books I had, you drew in them, cut the people out of them. I'd open them up and
Oh,
it'd be like half the page is gone. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's just like,
mm.
you were a kid. You didn't know any better. That was your hero. And you wanted to cut them out and staple them or paste it to your lunchbox.
Yeah,
It's just
Roscoe
like,
just,
sorry,
look
uncle.
at that. $1,500. West Coast Avengers 45 and 9.8. $1,500, man. I mean,
Bet
really,
you look at that
people
one
say,
3 months ago and it was probably not even $100.
hmm. Yeah, you could have picked up 10 copies for that price.
Right.
That's what's insane. It's like sometimes speculation makes sense, but a lot of times it's like all bullcrap. Like the whole Mephisto and Magneto coming into WandaVision and all that stuff hadn't paid off. So where
But I like also that, well, I can't really say I like it, but it happens where you buy a comic book on Wednesday and Friday it's already $20. And you're like, some of my comic books haven't even reached $20 in 10 years,
yeah, ever.
Right. But they're golden age, second appearance of somebody or something, or whatever, and they just don't go up in price like some of these new comic books do. And I'm just like, what the heck?
Well, yeah, Golden Age obviously doesn't have the hype. I mean, Golden Age has the age the bonus there. I'd love to have some more Golden Age stuff. I don't have. I have, I think, one Golden Age, maybe two, which isn't they're like cartoon books, like Coco. I can't remember what it is, but like maybe two Golden Age books, and I love them just because they're so old. But I've seen some of
But
these guys
like the horror ones, they're outrageous,
oh my gosh,
horror golden age ones.
yeah, the EC comics and stuff like that. It's so crazy. It's like
Right.
you cannot touch one of those things in any grade unless you're like, I don't care what money is.
Right.
Ah, so I lucked out. I got that. I'm sure we've all heard about the Bad Idea publishing brand with the ENIAC
Yeah.
#1 that just came out. I was lucky enough to get one. I'm a collector. I'm not selling it, but I got it for $3.99. They would not let you sell it for more than cover price, $3.99.
Right.
So I got one, and you go on eBay, it's $125. Raw, first day out.
Yep.
How crazy is that? One book. Nobody's read it. Nobody knows anything about it. And they want to sell it for $125, $150. I think somebody was $175 like the first day it came out. That's crazy to me. Complete speculation.
I don't. There's no printing error on it. No, nothing.
No.
Why is this book going up that high? That's kind of what I want to know.
And I want to read it. But I'm almost afraid to open it up at this point.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
like,
you have gloves on.
Do I just send it into CBCS it right now and just try to get as high as grade as I can get and hope for the best? But that's not me. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. So
yeah, and by the time you get it back, the price could be way lower.
Right. That's my thing. I got one copy of it. I paid cover price for it, so I'm gonna read it and see how good it is, and maybe get the next issue. I'm just not a. I guess that's a speculator. I buy what I like. I buy what sounds like a good story. I try to get out early, but you only certain got it. You couldn't go through Diamond to get it. You had to go, like, there were 200 stores, I think, in the whole United States that got it.
Wow.
So you had to find that store locally. So my local store was 40 minutes away. I had to drive 40 minutes, grab me a copy just to read it.
Just to read it.
So it's okay. I mean, I'm not a big, like I said, I'm not going to sell it. It's going to be in my collection. But I just like to know that the hype is there. Hopefully it's good.
Right.
Probably read it tomorrow, honestly.
it's one of them cushion ones. If you're like, I read it, it was a good story, but this is the only issue I have it, I'd be getting rid of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna continue on with the series, that was kind of like where I was at with the Immortal Hulks. When that first came out, I got number one cover. I was kind of like, okay. Then the second issue came out, and they were like, "Oh man, this is going for $100, $60 just raw," and I was just like, "What? Oh, it has the first appearance of Fry in it, or Dr. Fry, or whatever in it." I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get rid of it. Then I
Yeah.
ended up in that there was 2, 3, 4, 5 prints of it. I sold my first copy and kept the second print and the third print and the fourth print of it. I was like, this one paid for pretty much the next 5 to 7 comic books coming out just for that one.
Yeah, the whole rest of your collection, like the whole Immortal Hulk collection from there on, is paid for by that first print.
Right. I've seen guys sell 1 through 10 for $300. I was just like, what?
Wow.
I
had no idea.
Right.
That's my thing.
But
I don't
whatever
follow the
cover
spec.
you have or a popular cover at that time, that's another
it
one.
could be a store variant or anything like a low print or a 1 in 50, a 1 in 10, a 1 in 25. That whole the variant covers get crazy. Ah, yes, the not first print. Yep.
Everybody collects different. Everybody collects, just it's some are spec chasers where they're a week ahead trying to figure out which book's gonna be hot or this one or that one, and then they run out and get it, and then you see them a week later on an auction trying to sell it for what somebody's selling it on eBay for, and sometimes I'm like, why don't you just drop it down a little bit just for the average Joe to buy it,
Yeah, a lot of us we're collectors. We're not, we want to read the books. Like there's a lot of books out there I just want to read or have in my collection. Like I'm not going to resell them. I just want to have them. I find the artwork beautiful or the story is great. But I'm not going to go out there and pay a bunch of money for it either. Like I don't have just expendable money where I can just, yeah, sure, it's that much, I'll take it.
Right.
I got to bide my money, bide my time, and find the books I want. Yes, I go out every week and buy the new books, of course, and I, do the claim sales and stuff like that. But I'm not. I guess I don't. Not a big Grail chaser. Because I know
the Berserker or whatever that Keanu Reeves one. I bought it.
Yeah,
I think I bought the second cover or whatever cover B.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna buy the $20 or $30 one. I'm like, I actually want to read this book, so I want to get the cheaper one. See what the hype is about on it.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be a really great read. I've got the A cover here in my big pile. I got to read. I'm probably going to read a few comics tomorrow, hopefully. Berserker is one of them. That Matt Kent is killing it.
Yeah. Boom Studios.
Fear Case. He did Fear Case. He's got Berserker. He did the ENIAC. And he's been just out there just pushing it, man. It's crazy what some creators are just out there. They want to put their stuff out there. They're real cool. And so I feel like they're going to make a good book because they push it. Hey, I'll be on your show. Sure thing. If you're going to interview me, I'll be out there. I'm going to talk to you, and I'll put it out there, and hopefully you like my stuff.
Well, I can't lie. I got the John Wick cover when it came out. I was a big fan of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
The comic book is totally different than what the movie was.
Yeah,
so
I did watch Matt. I watched I think it was Geeky Guy. He had Matt Kent on the other. I think it was the 4th, March 4th. He had Matt Kent on, and he said we did not write this comic book to make a movie out of it. We wrote this comic book for a comic book.
Right.
And he said there was no hey, we want to make a movie out of this, write it as a movie. So it was really cool to hear him say this was a comic book from the start, going to be a comic book through at least 12 issues. That's what we're going to do. So he pushed it as a comic book. Yeah, it will be. Honestly, it will be a movie. We all know that. It's out.
Right.
It's him. He's going to make a movie out of it. He's going to star in it.
I haven't
It's
even
done.
read it. It's still sitting in my pile over there. You know, the wife
Right,
has a whole
yeah.
bunch of books.
Yeah,
I haven't read it
pile
either.
like this, like as big as. It's hard to keep, and there's just so many like good books out to read. It's like, how do you keep up? There's no way.
Well, I like the Old Man Logan series. You know that. I love that. I got all them comic books, and I
Okay.
got the trade paperback on it. I just love that story. It's a whole different thing of Wolverine, what you would think, you know.
Okay. I have to read that one. I've always wanted to check, like, that's kind of after, well, kind of what the Logan movie was kind of was after Old Man Logan. The Logan movie is kind of
Yeah,
that
sort of. I mean,
style.
well, the Old Man Logan is set in like future-esque, you know, and he's on a farm and he has a wife and he has a daughter, I think it was, or a son, something like that. And
Okay. Yeah, I've
a
always
whole
wanted to check it
gang
out.
shows up and just beats the crap out of him. Well, you know, Wolverine, he's going to pop some claws and tear up some crap. He doesn't. He just sits there, gets the crap beat out of him by a gang of Hulks, you know.
Damn. Okay.
Right. And
That's different.
I think it was like 20 years or 30 years he hadn't popped his claws. So that's the whole thing leading up in that story, is why he never popped his claws again, or, you know, became like a farmer out in the middle of nowhere, you know, and that's the whole kind of story of it. And, you know, Wolverine, once you start pushing him, he's going to come back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I liked about it. It was not your typical Wolverine story, you know.
Yeah, I've always been a Wolverine fan. He was probably my number one growing up. You know, X-Men,
Right.
whatever he was in, I was like, yes, yes, Wolverine, sold.
And
because he was just such a
that's the other
badass.
thing. They knew what they had with him. That's why there's so many team ups. There's so many this. There's so many of that. I mean, I swear he's in everybody's comic book one way or another. Even Bugs Bunny, if you could probably find it. You know.
Oh, I'm down for that.
They tried to use him in every way they could.
Yeah, a little Bugs Bunny Wolverine team up. I'm down. Fighting Elmer Fudd.
All right.
That would be sweet. Yes, yes. Very true, very true. Oof.
Yeah.
What do you pick?
And as I get older, I need glasses now, so now it's even worse.
Ooh. It'd be all right.
They don't make one eye patch, you know.
You gotta have, like the little jeweler's loop. You gotta just have it.
All right.
Click
Mr.
it down.
Monopoly with a monocle and all that, you know.
But it is true what he says. Like, how do you, with your time, what do you read? And it's like, how do you pick what to read? Do you read what you like? Do you read what other people are reading so you can talk about what they're reading?
Right. I mean, if you're going on a show, then yeah, you know, like my wife, she goes on like Hydra shows and other ones. They talk about just conspiracy comic books and stuff like that, you know. She likes that kind of stuff besides your superheroes or your villains, you know, just total different stories that you can talk about. The hard part for her is trying to sit down and read them all. So she does digitally sometimes, and she just reading it all that way, you know, through her phone.
Yeah, misses a few spots, but gets the high points. Yeah, so you can still. There you go. You're not alone, Captain. You're not alone.
All right. But that's her too, and me. You know, certain books I just like. Oh, I want to reread the story over and over and over. But I have a stack this big that I need to go at least check this out or check that out on it. Some stuff I'm just
always,
like, I don't ever want to open it. Right.
Right. Yeah, you can read through it real quick and then have your little talk about it, but then go back and read it again and really take it in if it's something you want to read. I think honestly, one of the best reads I've had lately, Dino on the Nerd Herd comic book show, I think it is. He did Canto, that Canto Volume
And
1.
so,
Oh my gosh.
1-2 Comic Talk. He talks about that book a lot.
I read that Canto book, man. I was like, well, this is legit, like tears at your heartstrings, kind of makes you really feel like for this little
That
guy.
was another one, when it
Great
came
book,
out, it
great
was
book.
like
No one
$3.99 and
wanted
then
it. Yeah.
$20 by Friday.
Yeah, no
And
one wanted it when
going
it
up.
first came out, and it's like, bam. I mean, it's a good
Yep.
book, man. I'm going to start reading more of those, and I really got to collect them. It's like, that is a good read. Good read. So, one of my suggestions. If you haven't read Canto, read Volume 1. It was at one point free on Comixology, I think it's believe it's called. But yeah, really good read. Really good read.
I started going back and rereading my What If books.
Oh,
I like them.
Those are cool.
I got all the first series and the second series. I think I'm missing like 2 or 3 here or there, but
wow,
pretty much I have them all.
And they had some really cool, cool concepts on that. Like just things you're like, oh yeah, who knew what that would happen?
101, the first appearance of Spider Girl. That's $100 comic book raw all day long.
Or Jane Foster store.
Number 10, yep.
That's the one too.
A lot of people don't consider them first appearances because it's an alternative world, so that's not
continuity.
Our world stuff. Right.
Continuity thing is a story, but yeah, it is. I mean, they're still worth the money that are out there. I mean, there's what if
I like reading some of them.
Worth some money. They're interesting.
Something
they're
different,
a cool story. Yeah. They take it as you knew the X-Men, but then you read this one, you're like, oh, that's a cool story too. It took it to a different level.
Right.
It's neat
Spider-Man marries Black Cat instead of Mary Jane, and where'd that story lead? Or, what if Captain America was in our time and not in World War II time? It gives you that perspective of different stuff like that, and that's kind of what I like about it. The typical story, but this one is completely different what you think it would be.
Right. You remember the story how it was, but then you're like, wow, let's go back and revisit and see if this person took it this way instead. Oh, got the kiddos to bed and came back and hung out with us. How cool is that?
Yeah. I catch his shows too. He does late night shows, and at first I was like, whoa, this guy's just kind of like, a gold and silver digger, but really he's all around. He has every kind of different shows, and that's really why I like Meyer shows, is because not only does it give you great shout outs, but he also, how do I explain this? Not all treasures are silver and gold,
Oh yeah,
we're comic book collections. Sure. He has gold guys on there and silver guys and mining guys and metal detector guys. I like that kind of variety of everything. And
so treasure hunter, treasure hunting,
right.
Could be anything: comics, coins, currencies, Bitcoin at this point, or whatever you call that crap.
Comic books are our treasure, right? But
that is true,
and that's another thing that I really like is that we have wide variety of people that come into the comic book community. You have pops, you have all different kinds of people all the way around.
Yeah, I really think I think comics can kind of get around everything. If you're a collector, you're a collector. I mean, you'll collect anything. Like
coins, stamps.
Yeah,
right.
I'm a big fan of like old coins, old money. I really like some like Confederacy money, like Confederate money, Confederate bills. I'm really looking for that. Just cool stuff, just little, not spending a bunch of money.
Have you checked out his show, Meyer's show?
No, I will though. I really will. Like if he
definitely,
does some cool
because
stuff.
he does a show where there's like metal detectors, they have coins, they find gold, they find silver. It's a wide variety of like hunters on his show.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Right?
Everybody's hunting something, right? We're all
Yeah.
hunting. Doesn't matter what it is. Comics, coins, gold, gems.
You keep convincing her, keep doing it, Bill. You'll get there.
Yeah. We've all tried that. Ah, yes, Gray Man. Yes.
I'm
Very
a booty
true.
hunter myself, Gray Man.
Very true. Is there a map, though, is what I want to know.
A map?
A
I
map
usually
to
take
that.
a pen,
Is it-
a little X right there.
What is the X, please?
The what?
Well, Graham is in the morning.
The booty.
Everybody likes the
But
booty, right?
everybody. That's why I'm captain,
I mean,
And for
that's
many
kind
years,
of
I was on YouTube and I used my real name, and then my wife was like, I don't think you should do that. You should do something else. I don't think anybody just, hey Steve, they're just like, what's this guy I collect? What's he a part? And that's kind of why I went with Captain Comics, because at work everybody just calls me Captain. Because want to know something or how to do something, just go ask Cap. He'll tell you how to do it. Whatever. But And so I was just like, all right, I'll do Captain. And she's like, well, why don't you do Captain Comics? And I was like, well, it makes sense then, because, I'm coming on and I'm watching a lot of shows that have comic books. I might as well be that guy and just say Captain Comics, something different. Yeah,
embrace
it's
it.
Captain Steve, but yeah, it works.
That's my thing. Is like you just want to have like a false name. If you know, you know me. If you don't, we're just having a good time. We're all in the
Right.
same boat. We're all in the same boat, collecting comics, collecting something. And like I said, I'm
Right.
into coins and currencies and stuff. I just like to collect stuff. Old Steins and stuff like that. There you go. Okay, see, I'm not alone.
Right.
I'm happy that. Thank you. It is a I think the paper is easier to come by. I've seen a lot of the Confederate paper in some pawn shops and stuff like that, but the coins, they're a little harder to find.
And like my Sturgis stories, I've been going to the Sturgis rally since 1989. So, I mean, I have tons of stories, met so many people, but and that's the problem that I come around with is like, I know these people during the rally, but like
That's
once the rally's over, right, they go back to being a clothes designer for dogs, Chihuahua dogs, and selling $1,000 sweaters to dogs. But when I see them at Sturgis, they're all out there hanging out and having fun, and this is my vacation time. So it's kind of hard to bring people in sometimes to tell their stories just on them Sturgis ones, because they're like, well, I don't want nobody to know me, and what I do out there. But on the other hand, every year I see them, they give me a big hug, we talk, blah, 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 kids fine, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's start drinking,
Sounds like a good time.
It is. A lot of years I don't remember too much, but,
Yes. I will be on the lookout for some coins. Yes, I will. Not the $1,000 dog sweaters, though. No, thank you. Confederate cash. Yeah, my dog, she didn't ever like to wear anything, and she's just laying over there sleeping.
I mean, I've
About
met
15
$1 million
years old.
lawyers at Sturgis that you wouldn't even figure that were
Mm.
lawyers, that they hadn't bathed in 3 days, smell like ass, and you're like, okay. And then you see him, or you contact them and get a hold of them on Facebook, and you see him in a suit, and you're like, this ain't the same dude that I saw puking all over himself, It's
Yeah,
just
I can
people.
imagine.
Me, I have no filter. I don't care. I've been there long enough. I've hung out with biker gangs. I've hung out with like everybody at rock stars. I've cooked for rock stars there at the rally. I mean, the list just goes on and on, but that's always the thing for me is the rally is always having people that meet new people and meeting the old friends that come back every year.
Oh yeah. I think that's probably the best thing is to see the people that you've met years and years and years, and they keep coming back. You just hang out. You can be yourself. There's no falsity to it. You just, hey, I'm
Right.
Steve, Captain, whatever you go by when you're there.
Everybody just knows me as Captain there too.
There you go.
That's kind of where it's at.
You just go and do it, man. Have a good time.
It's bikes, Gray Man, bikes.
Yeah, big bike rally.
Look up Sturgis Rally and you'll see.
Yes, Firehawk2069 is my YouTube name. Don't look for anything crazy there. It's just starting out. This is like my second YouTube chat ever. So
But we're breaking them in slowly. I'm a low guy, so pretty soon he'll be up there with the 1,000 subscriber guys.
yeah. I'm not.
That's what
I'm
I tell
not a good
people
person.
too. Like Flash by Night. I'm just like, just do your own video, do a little live, do a pre-recorded one.
Thank you, man. Got a subscriber. There you go. I'm up to probably like 8 subscribers now. I'm gonna really get something going.
Woohoo! I was the second.
I really will try to do some things this year. I don't know if anybody's into TMNT. I got a bunch of card packs I want to open up. I don't know how exciting that would be. Some of the original 1990 movie packs and second movie packs and some of the cartoon packs. I might open up a couple just to out there. I thought it'd be.
And you know how I do it? I do it on Instagram. I shout out the show that I'm going to, or shout out somebody else's show. It's just that's how you got to start it off with your Instagram, and then you just go to YouTube and just do a video, tag a couple people in it, show up. We watch your YouTube channel.
Yeah, my goal is to have. I want to have something. We're house hunting. I'd like to have a little room. Obviously, Captain's got a little room there. I really love to have a little room. So someday I'll have my comic room. I do have comics.
By Pan, thanks for coming over.
My little blank wall right now. So I will have some things going on. I do have comics. Trust me. Probably not as many as some of you guys. Not as many as Keys. I just collect what I collect, and if you don't like it, you like it. I like it. So
right.
I'll show it off.
And that's the great thing is that everybody has a different kind of, I like Mark Jewelers. There are some people out there. There's some people that have 75,000 comic books and have no Mark Jewelers.
The crazy thing is at Christmas, so J-Hag that was on with us before, a good friend of mine, he bought me a X-Men, what was it, a X-Men 100 Mark Jewelers.
Mm-hmm.
Slabbed like a 9, I think it was a 9.4, 9.6. Really cool. I was like, yeah, I saw this with Mark Jewelers. It's a, I know you're in the military, so I want to get you something that was kind of cool. It's like, it's awesome.
Right.
Mark Jewelers is right on the CGC slab and all. I was like, that is really cool.
But some of them are going way up too, before I could just pick them up pretty easy. And now everybody's like, I want at least 25 for it. I was like, last year I could pick it up for $5,
Right. Yeah. It's now everybody's starting to feel, oh, Mark Jewelers a little, a little rare, little lower print run. That's another big thing is a low print run. And so everybody wants these low print run books. The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth
Tom,
printings.
he talks about it a lot. I don't know if you keep up.
I was watching Comic Tom for a while. He just was a big speculator, and it's like I appreciate what he's bringing to the game. You know, bringing out those spec books and those, you know, these are the books that are selling for tons of money. Buy this book, sell it, buy it, sell it, buy it. So that's not me. I really just try to collect what I want, you know, or what I want to read or something like that. I've never sold a comic book. I've traded one comic book for another comic book, and that was it. That's the most bartering I've ever done with comic books. So I've never sold.
I think that was with me, wasn't it?
Ooh, not the table. Actually, I got a Last Ronin ash can. I actually bought 3 of them for a really good price. And someone traded me a number 4, like an 8 or an 8.5 number 4 CGC graded for it. And it was a raw ash can Last Ronin. And I paid maybe $9 for it, and it was a $100 comic book that he traded me. It's like, okay, I'll do that.
Do you feel guilty about that, or were you just kind of like, eh?
No, because I put it out there. Said I have an ash can. I will trade. And he said, I have this for you for your ash can. I said, okay. I didn't ask like, hey, this ash can's worth this much. I said, hey, what would you trade for it?
All right.
So I said, yeah, okay, I will do that. That works for me. So made out. Ooh.
Night, G-Man.
All right. Great, man.
Great, man.
Thank you for hanging out, man. I hope you get some sleep for at least a couple of hours.
Yeah. He's like probably 6 o'clock in the morning.
Ugh. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's good to see some of these guys I've seen in chats and stuff. Really cool.
Well, that's probably the same thing with them. You know, they're putting a face with the name now, you know, and that's a lot of people too. You know, a lot of them will be in the chat until you actually do a video or they see your face or, you know, see you moving around, you know, or whatever. They kind of open up to you more. I've learned that, you know, if you're just in the chat, they say hi, you know, ahoy or whatever. Once you actually go on a show and people say, hey, I'm a TNT fan too, just like you. I have this, I have that. You know, you have that common thing where you can branch off and talk to other people about, and then they can see you too.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is probably the second time I've been on Face Online, whatever you want to call it.
FaceTime, well, yeah, YouTube.
Live on YouTube. Pretty cool. You know, I think there's a lot of people that do it and that are really good at it. They do a lot of research on comics and what they want to talk about. I think this is cool. Just kind of just shooting shit, like you say, just having a good time.
Shooting a ship.
Like there's no reason to have an agenda. Just chill, you know, have a good time with your friends, your buddies, your whatever you want to call them, cohorts. It's fun. It's really fun.
Well, especially like you're kind of new into the community.
Oh,
like
very new. Yeah.
You know, and you watch a lot of different channels. You come and support me when I'm on channels, and I appreciate that. But you're also learning, you know, hey, this guy has this, and this guy talks about this, and I really like what this guy talks about. You know, each thing is a little bit different from everybody's show. I do everything off my phone. Some people do it off of computers, laptops. I do everything off my phone.
Yeah, I'm very low key, man. I got this old iPad. I'm just sitting here against the couch. Yeah, iPad.
The original iPad.
Yes. Try to put my money towards what I want. You know, I haven't been trying to get, you know, microphones and fancy cameras and all that stuff. So when I post them on Instagram, it's from my iPhone. I just snap a picture, right, post it. You know, I don't have the fancy cameras and all that stuff, and got my little headset that came with my phone. That's it.
Your mic on it and your earpiece.
That's it. I just hope everybody can hear me fine. I don't know how it sounds, so hopefully
it's coming through. Great. I mean, I got the same thing. I got a headset with a mic, you know, play video games on or whatever.
I guess I could do
I
that.
have
Yeah.
that.
Had the old Xbox headset. I guess I could have put on.
Right.
But then you have the big.
For me, it's kind of hard to wear one of them because with the captain's hat, it all kind
Yeah,
of shifts around.
this is like the most nude I've
I
besides
know
your
I'm bare.
chest, but
Don't look at me. I'm bare.
no captain hat, no eye patch. It's like, who is this guy?
Right.
There it is. Okay. Whew.
I got like a wide variety of hats, like all around me at all times.
Yeah, I'm a big hat fan. Maybe not captain's hat, but a lot of
Right.
baseball style hats like this. So if you ever see me out in the wild, it'd be in a hat for sure.
Being out in the wild.
Yeah, because you can't contain all that hair.
I know, making me jealous.
Which usually it's buzzed off. It's just winter time. So
All right.
yes,
That winter coat
yes.
grow.
Yeah, the winter. I'm not quite what you got, but it's there.
You're a
It
little
keeps
bit more
the face
forward.
warm.
I keep shaving the sideburns down.
Yeah, I need to do a little trim. The wife is always wanting me to shave, and I just keep fighting it. But we're getting there. We're getting there.
Last time I shaved and came in the house, the wife beat me up. She thought I was a burglar. She never saw me without my facial hair. I was like,
Yeah.
I shaved. And she's like, what? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who? What?
I'm like, your husband. No, you're not. You don't have your
Yeah.
gray beard.
I can imagine that. I mean, you've probably been growing that for quite a bit. That's a nice.
Actually, I shave it once a year. And so this has been every time I work at Sturgis, I shave it. Which is funny
see.
because that would be like the one time where I look
You
just like
should have it.
a house and big old biker beard and tattoos on the heads and arms,
That's like your prime time right there.
Right. But working around food, they don't want a big old long beard in it. They kind of frown on things like that. And
Yeah. You
wearing a
don't
beard
find
net, I'm all like,
like Bane.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You don't want to.
So I just shave it. And it's only 2 weeks. And by that 2 weeks, it's growing back good enough, starts getting back.
That's what happens. You gotta love that.
So it's once a year I shave it. It's off. People don't recognize me right off the bat,
That's okay.
Yeah.
Once they hear your voice, they're like, "Oh, yeah.
Right.
I know you. I've seen you somewhere before.
Right. You look familiar.
You sound familiar."
You watch a lot of porn? What?
Ooh. Wait a minute. Oh, that's where.
You see me from this half down, not this half up.
Now I know. And what do they say? Knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe always.
Always pick G.I. Joe.
Were you a big G.I. Joe fan?
I was a huge G.I. Joe cartoon and action figures, like the 80s, the smaller action figures.
Yep. 3 inches.
Yeah, all those guys, man. I had a bunch of them. I couldn't afford the big play sets, but I had a bunch of the action figures, a couple of smaller vehicles. Loved it, man. That was before comics came into play. I was probably 4, 5, 6, 7 years old when those came out. When I started liking them. But yeah, I grew up on Transformers, G.I. Joe, GoBots, TMNT,
Star Wars figures.
Yeah. Star Wars was very small for me. I don't know why. I don't know if I just never got into Star Wars. He-Man was big. Stuff like that. Star Wars never really hit. I had some, of course. I always had a couple Star Wars back then, but just never really was a big Star Wars fan. I think some of the movies are good, but just not the comics, the action. I just
The toys I got into way before I did the movies, and that was I always wanted that Darth Vader case where you could put your guys into them,
Darth Vader,
yeah. And I got one of them when I think I was like 10 or something, and I thought I was the shit running around with this thing, all my my Star Wars figures in there all together,
carrying around.
Yeah. And then I was like, whoa, G.I. Joe, I can get a vehicle, I can get a plane, I can get a boat, I can do this, I can do that.
They got hovercrafts, helicopters, whatever you can think of.
But nowadays, with the double-sided Darth Vader lightsabers, I'm like, I used to have like 12 of them things and just chewed off the swords all the time, threw them away. I mean, them things go for $5,000 now, and I'm just like, what?
Mm. Yeah, all those the G1 Transformers I had, man, like Optimus Prime and the big what was his name, Omega Supreme and stuff like that. It's like seeing those what they go for now. If I would have just been able to keep those, like in pristine, but you just like, hey buddy, you want this one? Here, we'll trade. Give me Starscream for Storm Shadow. We'll trade G.I. Joe for Transformer. We don't care. We're just whatever. Right. You lose parts, you gain parts.
Soundwave was always my favorite because you could put his tapes. You could make the bird one, or there was something else. I think it was.
Yeah, the Panther one. What was his name? Yeah, he had the like pterodactyl one that would come out, and then the Panther one. Oh, those were so good. Soundwave, yeah.
That was like another one. My mom would always, hey, what transfer? I want Soundwave. Well, you have 3 of them here. I don't care. I lost this cassette to this guy. I want another one.
I lost his hand.
They just sell the cassette things for him.
Yeah, they didn't come out with the cassettes for like 2 years later. You're like, oh, I can just get the cassettes now. Well,
right.
Give me the cassette guys. That's all I need. But I lose the hands, and they'd be like, no hands, just blocks.
Right. Head broke off, so it'd just be a boombox,
Can't hold the weapons anymore. What's good is he? It's no fun. He transforms into a boombox.
I collected Skeletor, and I think He-Man and the Battle Cats is what I really like because they were kind of fuzzy.
Yep.
The Black Panther one.
The flock, or what do they call that? The fuzz on there.
Yeah.
Battle Cat and Panthro, I believe it was.
Panthro, yep.
Those were always fun, yeah. And then you'd play with them a few times, and that stuff would just rub right off.
Wear right off.
And it's just shiny.
I got a 12-inch G.I. Joe. I can't think of what his name is, but he's original 12-inch with the fake beard on him, and it's like half patchy in here from years of playing with it. It's like,
so he got he shaved a little bit. He just
right, yeah. This
back
side,
to war.
A little here, a little there.
I got to go back to war. Never mind. can't shave.
Right, but
ninja grip.
Ninja grip, Kung Fu grip.
Kung Fu. That was Kung Fu grip.
Yep. Yeah, of course, I don't have any of his original clothes. He's just a naked G.I. Joe guy with a patchy beard, but,
Don't look.
Some of them can be worth money, Some of them are original G.I. Joes, 60s and 50s.
People will pay money for almost anything anymore. So it is insane.
I like, eBay. It's good and it's bad, especially in the comic book market, I want $600 for this comic book that I know is only worth like $20, but somebody's going to give me it because they want it. Then that makes everybody else's stuff skyrocket up.
That's
I miss the old days just going to the comic book store and just knowing, hey, I want Daredevil. This is what I like, Daredevil. Oh, this is the key first appearance on this. All right.
One cover of Daredevil. You just bought it or you didn't. There wasn't I got to go to Frankie's Comics and buy the 300, the Shannon Mayer cover that was only 300 copies with COA and all that stuff. No, you just bought the one copy at the comic book store. It was a direct edition. Done.
All right. Not
a
1 in 10, not a 1 in 25, not a 1 in 100. Everybody got the same cover.
That was it. There was one cover. You like it or you didn't.
Right.
That's done. They don't have that anymore.
No.
We've got so many covers. You cannot compete with the covers.
And that's what I'm saying. That's kind of 50-50 with me. I mean, it's great because it is bringing people into our comic book community. Hey, I like this Harley Quinn, and it's a 1 in 25, and there's only 500 of these made. So maybe, yeah, I do want that one, you know.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
there's other ones where I just want the average, regular old cover like everybody else. Back in our day, they didn't have multiple covers or not, you know.
Yeah, it was the cover or no comic.
Yeah,
That was it. You go to the store, he's like, I like the X-Men. I like whoever you're looking for. Boom, 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 done. See ya. I can afford 3 comic books this week. I got to pick my 3.
right,
You know, as a kid, teenager, you know, I can afford, say, $5 in comics, which back then would buy you about 3 comic books.
right.
You know, I got to get
Buck a
X-Men.
piece.
Got to have X-Men, and then maybe a Spider-Man, and wild card. Let's say X Factor. Let's go. Boom, done. That was it. You're done for the week or done for the month at some points. You know, you only get so much money a month. So you're like, yep, that was it. So, but nowadays, your $15 for a cover is lucky.
Right. And you know, that's kind of what I like a lot about these auctions too. Some people, you know, they take $15 off of it because either they're selling it to you that you can make a profit, or they're selling it to you just to put in your collection. Some people will pay that higher price for that comic book, which I'm like, unless you really want that comic book, I wouldn't really high price it, you know?
Right. You got to really want something. And a lot of the newer books, I mean, you can find for cheaper than what they were listed for at, you know, a couple months later. Unless
Or the
you really
bottom
wanted
dropped
it.
out on it and it's no
Right.
longer $100. It's down to like $10.
It was a key book or a spec book at one point. And they're like, ooh, whoops. Well, I hope you like the art because it's a virgin cover. We'll sell it to you for $10. You want it? Take it. We don't want it. We have so many.
Well, that's like that Immortal Hulk 16 that I think it was 1 in 25 where it was a wraparound cover where they did a wraparound cover. That came out, it was selling $120, blah 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 blah. Now I can pick that thing up for $10. $10. And it's just like at that time I wanted it, and I was just like, you know, I'm not willing to pay that much for it, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, $125 for a cover that just came out. I mean, a brand new comic book doesn't make any sense to me. Like even like $25 doesn't make a lot of sense to me for a brand new comic book that just came out. You know, for a normal AB cover. But
If you're a scalper, you know that's what you want. You know,
it happens. It happens every day, every week. They got something coming out. Ooh, gotta have this one. It's a first cover appearance or a first mention of this. We could sell it right now for twice cover or 3 times cover, 4 times cover.
And then 2 weeks later, nobody's even. Oh yeah, I remember that book. I'll give you $5 for it, cover price for it.
Yeah, but the guy that sold them at all that money is like, ha, I made bank.
Right.
That is the issue. That's why it's like, what is speculation? It's whatever the market demands.
Right.
So,
and us as community people, some of us jump on that bandwagon. Some of us don't. Some of us, you know, I'm buying this comic book because I want to just check it out. The other one of us are just like, oh, I want to turn this around and make money. I'm going to buy 5 of them. So
yeah, I mean, I've been victim of, you know, kind of saying, hey, this book is a low print run. They might not make enough. Like the Last Ronin #1 that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I had pre-ordered the first issue at my LCS, and I was like, oh man, they said they're not meeting demands. They might not make enough copies. So I started going to eBay and just started buying ones that I could, you know, like, this one's only $20, or this one's this. So I ended up with, you know, shoot, I don't even know. I probably have 20 different variant covers of Last Ronin #1 because I was like, I thought I was going to miss out on it. I had to have at least a copy. And I just started going bam, 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 just buying them. And I was like, well, there you go.
My LCS had 25 sitting on the shelf, and I just passed them all up. And he was
Yeah.
like, "You're not getting one of these?" I'm like, "Nah."
Yeah,
Just,
Flash, you're right, man. It's whatever someone's going to pay for it. That's what it's worth.
but that's kind of different though, because like gold, that's a whole different ball game. That has a set price. Silver has kind of a set price. It'll either go up or come down a little, but it ain't gonna go. It's $100 now. It's dropping down to $10. It don't do that kind of
Not a
like our
big
books do.
fluctuation. Yeah.
Right.
There's a pretty straight and narrow kind of up or down, volume on your silver, your gold. But your
Right.
comics and stuff like that is just a wild card.
Yeah. Every week.
It's every week something's $3, $3.99 on the shelf, but hey, on eBay it's 25.
Yeah.
And they say, "Oh, in hand, I have 25 in hand." Well, yeah, I can go to my LCS and get them for $3.99 and get 25 of them, and you're selling for $25 a piece. It's like, how does that?
And then the guy behind me's all pissed off because I bought them all, and he wanted one just for his collection.
That's my thing. I'm not that kind of person. Like, even if that book, say that Daredevil 25 that came out with, that was the first Elektra as Daredevil or whatever came out.
Yeah.
It was on my LCS. I'm like, I don't read Daredevil. Didn't buy it. And then it had stacks, and I was like, I don't want it. And it's my kind of thing. Yeah, well, that is true.
Yeah.
Some people will just buy it. I mean, you could buy one for $4 right off the shelf and sell it for $8. Just on a live auction like this. Hey, I got this book. You want it? $8. And then you charge them shipping. You're making money. I mean, it's crazy. So.
Yeah, I've done a couple auctions, and, you don't make quite as much bank as you think you would. You pretty much come out even, because if you charge the right amount for shipping, which is like $8-9,
Oh, yeah.
on top, and that's why I like Marvelous too, because we can build boxes and be like, all right, here's my payment. I paid this off. Build me up to a 40 box where I got 40 comic books in it or something,
Yeah, whatever ships for a normal box or whatever, a flat rate box.
Right.
Ah, okay. Yeah, like you say, like silver. I mean, you can have a old coin, an old silver coin that might be worth, say, this coin is worth this much money, but you melt it down, it's worth less or more. It's a crazy situation.
What is it? I think dimes were like I want to say 60s or 70s, something like that. It has more silver than it does anything else.
Yeah,
I believe go for $25 or
It was 64 and earlier were pretty much silver, like 90% silver content. So you could melt them all down. Say you had a bunch of dimes or nickels, you melt them all down, you're getting more than face value, silver content. But yeah, who wants to do that?
It's just how much you want to invest in it. I mean, that's
same with copper, copper wire and stuff like that. I mean, you can get boxes of copper wire. Do you want to strip all the plastic off to get better money for copper scrap, or turn it in as dirty scrap?
Same thing. You want to buy a raw and then get it graded, then it's going to go up at least somewhat in value, at least what you paid for the graded part of it,
That's all it is. I mean, it's all what you want to spend. I mean,
right.
Do your research, buy what you love. To me, I get the speculation thing. I mean, it's a good thing for our collections and stuff like that. But just do what you want to do. Like, buy what you love, buy what you want to keep. If you end up with a couple extras, say I bought this one, but I want to buy this one because it's better than my last one. You sell your old one that was your lower grade, try to make some money back and buy the next higher grade. So yeah, I get that, But buying 100 books off the shelf just to sell them for a few dollars more, to screw the next guy. I don't know.
Kind of like my wife sometimes, certain Harley Quinn covers. She's like, I don't care. I just want that cover. I'm like, you got
Hey.
15 of the same cover and you don't even read this story. I don't care. I love that cover. That's what I want. I want to buy them all.
Yep,
like,
it's
all
Harley
right,
Quinn. You gotta have it.
Right.
have that
Poison
cover.
Ivy.
Gotta have the chicks on the cover, man.
Right. And like I said, that people would expect me to be more the rest of, Lady Deaths or Zombie Tramps or, risque covers. And really, it's my wife who was like, oh, look at her. She looks hot, doesn't she?
You're like,
How do
okay.
I answer this without getting in trouble?
You're like,
But
go ahead.
yes.
If you like it, buy it.
Yeah, right. And like tonight, she wasn't on the auctions very much. And she's always like, you know what I like. And blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, all right. And then when Marvelous gives her the bill, she's like, how much is this for me? Well, over half of it, honey. Over half of it, always.
Oh, of course. Bucks for you.
Right.
That's the best. But yeah, like Flash has been making good points, man. He said he's agreeing with buy what you love, buy what you like,
Right.
Investment. You don't want to invest in comic books because they're very volatile. You're gonna invest, get back in put your 401k up.
And I would say if you're going to invest in something that's long term, then go for your Avengers or your X-Men or your Hulk 181s. And, they're never going to really depreciate value like some of these modern ones will,
Yeah, the spec, they could go either way. Like you say, the Grails, those old Grail, the silvers, the goldens, they're not losing value. They're going to they might not grow big, but they're going to keep kind of either steady or grow slowly. Value, like your 181s, they don't. When is 181 gone down value? Never. I mean, it's just steadily boom. It's not a big boom. It's just slowly just creeping up on you.
Well,
your
like
spec
I've
books,
learned too, is like
boom.
DC, Marvel, and even what's the one that Spawn
Image?
is on?
Image.
Now you got your 181, which is Hulk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Marvel. Do you know what the 181 for DC is?
That's Batgirl.
First appearance of Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy.
Oh, it's Poison Ivy.
Yeah, Poison Ivy. And then your 181 for Spawn is some character too. So I mean, you kind of hunt for what you kind of like that 180. Either I'm going for Marvel or DC or even Image,
Yeah, that Hulk would be nice to have, but it's at this point it's out of my range. Where I want to have it. Like I'm not going to pay $1,300 for a 2.5.
right.
Whatever it is. It's just out of my range of having, unless I stumble upon something that's like, wow, that deal is great. But I don't see that happening.
2 years ago, I had a guy offer me it was a 9.0 for $7,000. But I'm like,
yeah.
Want this comic or do I want my Harley? I'm like,
yeah.
I have to pass.
Yeah, like even to this point to now, I mean, like I said, I want to be collecting again for about a year-ish. The most I probably spent on a comic was $175, and it was a graded 9.8.
Right.
And to me, that's a lot of money for a comic that cost, I think it was like 30 cents or whatever it was when it came out. It's like, wow.
But it's gone up in that value throughout the years of it, to make it worth that much.
Of course.
Plus, it's graded.
It's just that jumping into these tiers. Like I was like, I'll never more than 50 for a comic. Now it's 75, 85, 95. And now I'm at like, okay, I could probably see doing a $500 comic, for something that's graded at the grade I want, that's a good market value, getting a good deal on. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then before, I was like, it's still, to me, even that much is like, what would I really want to spend that much on something that it's a lot of money for a piece of, for a magazine in plastic.
Well, they call that plastic coffin.
Yes. So, someday, like I said, I'm still building up. K
Kate
Titus, I'm
Titus,
doing.
the samurai man.
Oh, Samurai Man. That's nice. Okay.
Kate Titus is out of Japan.
Oh, really? Oh, Konnichiwa.
Yep. Some of his
Wow.
videos, he'll teach you a little Japanese and stuff like that. He's another one that was a lot in the chats and stuff like that. And then he started doing videos and giving shout outs to people. And, I like his videos too. And he always, he tries to mix it up a little bit, kind of like me. Sometimes he wears a mask, or sometimes he mixes it up, and that's what I like about a lot of people.
Still learning. I like that. It's
Right.
fun. This is what I like to do. Just kind of BS. There's no real structure. You know what I mean? You're just kind of having a good time, talking about whatever. If people come in, not to them. If you gotta say, bring it out, man. Let's Japan, awesome. I've been there. It's a great place. I will go back. My brother-in-law lives there actually, which is cool. So hopefully then August we'll be going back for his wedding. Very excited for that.
Kate Titus, where you live at, buddy?
High school. I wish I remembered what I learned in high school.
What's that?
I learned a little bit, but not much that I have retained. Ichi, ni, san, shi, goroko.
That's where he's from. Kate Titus
Oh,
is from
Yokohama.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yokohama.
About, I think it's like, 30, 45 minutes from Tokyo, something like that. By normal subway. That's pretty cool. Yeah. My brother-in-law always says we got to go to Yokohama. It's a really cool place. We didn't go last time. We went to like Harajuku and Kyoto. Of course, Tokyo. Very cool. So hey, in Japan, I'll hook up with Kate Titus and show me some.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing about this community. We talked about the UK people, we have Australia people, we have Japan people. It's not just this little community of just these kind of American collectors. It's collectors over there. United Kingdom, Australia, Austria. Places that I didn't think that had actually collected comic books. I didn't think they were into
not
it
like how we did. Yeah.
All right.
Well, you think like the anime, the manga, of a traditional comic book culture there. They have a different. You think they have a different feel or a collecting
anime or something like that.
Yeah, which is a totally different genre to get into. I mean, they have a lot of cool like Neon Genesis Evangelion. I really enjoyed that. Dragon Ball Z, Akira, of course, which was more, I think, Americanized. But really cool
Attack
stuff.
on Titan, I think.
Yeah, Attack on Titan. A lot of good stuff. I mean,
but a lot of our stuff has been changed over, to American version compared to what their version was. Power Rangers.
Some of that.
I'm sure it's not the same.
Oh, Ultraman, as I guess I don't know if that's the translation I would go, but we're putting that Ultraman into our comics now, also bringing universe and doing stuff like that, which he's got the kaiju and all that stuff too, which is cool.
Yeah, as soon as I'm done, Kate Titus, I'll hit you up on Instagram, buddy. Or just look me up on Instagram, send me a little thing, and I'll get a hold of you. But yeah, I mean, growing up, for me, Japan, I always just thought it was just a island full of ninjas or samurais, and I always
Well,
wanted to just go there and learn martial arts. And then
Right.
as you get older, you're like, hey, man, there's more to it than just ninjas and samurais.
Yeah. Just go around and
Culture
just
and
samurai
everything else.
everybody and throwing everybody over. It is cool. I really respect how they respect people, and the history. A lot of old temple, just history. Remarkable there.
Yeah, growing
So-
up in the 80s, you're thinking you watch all these Japanese ninja movies and everything, and I think we had a foreign exchange student one year, and every day I was asking, how do you get around town without ninjas killing you? And being a kid, stupid shit, asking this guy like, do you carry one of them sickle things to block everything? And this kid was like 64 pounds wet, and he's like looking at me like, you're an idiot, but he could Yomagati or whatever that where they fold and everything like that.
Origami, yeah.
Yeah, I would watch him during class, and he'd make like dragons and big wing things, and I was just like, "Holy smokes, man! Like
You're just balling up
you did
paper
that
and
in
throwing it.
15 minutes, man. Take me 6 years just to fold that paper just this way or that way,
So you're just a normal gaijin, foreigner.
Right? I was the typical idiotic American kid, always asking about ninjas and samurais, and that's what
How
the
do you say
turned.
ass in Japanese?
I'm sure if you ask Kate Titus, he'll tell us.
All the
It's
bad word.
probably
How do you
that
say
one
the
right
bad
there.
word? Yeah. Gaijin.
That's most people learn
Gaijin.
anyways, is the bad words first,
Yeah. Teach me the bad words, please.
Right. But that's all Spanish, French, all of them. I want to learn how to cuss first. So if somebody's yelling at
Let's
me, I
see.
know what they're yelling at me.
What
There he goes. He's
I got
saying some more.
yes.
And a lot of his videos, I don't know if you still doing that where you teach a little Japan on every one of your videos, K Titus? But he would teach you a couple Chinese words, or Japan words on every one of his shows and how to pronounce them and everything else.
He's giving us all the good ones right now.
Yeah. Of course I can't.
You go there, don't say these.
Bukai. Okay.
Macchiato,
All right.
Kisama.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Once a month, he puts out a video where he has speaking a little Japanese, and
Okay. Check Kate Titus out. Cool.
he's on later because it's a different time zone over there.
Oh yeah, it's the middle of the day right now.
Right.
I'm sitting here at 12:20 a.m. They're at noon-ish, 12:20 p.m. over there, I guess.
Yeah, he makes about 20 videos.
Oh wow. Okay.
Anything and everything. He gives a lot of shout outs, so I give him great credit for all the shout outs that he does. And he was like you, Fire Rock. He did. He was in the chat for almost all last year, and then more people started getting to know him, and he started doing more videos himself and coming out on that. 13 languages.
Cool.
I mean, that guy's. I'm lucky if I speak English, and that's like broken.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I mean, we're barely. Who knows? We're speaking it right now.
Mine has a lot of R's in it.
We might.
He's a teacher too.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
So he's doing it. He's doing the right stuff over there. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So what kind of comics do you like there, Kate Titus? What do you collect stuff from here in America, or do you just mainly collect the manga, or watch anime? What do you got going on? It's cool to see like somebody from over there. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
How how do you have time to read comic? That wow.
And I believe he's a cactus collector and plants, and, you know.
Yes, Wolverine. I'm on that one. Yes, all day Wolverine. I feel you on Wolverine.
I like the Hulk.
Go two different sides right here.
Yeah, see, I knew he was a cactus collector.
5,000. Oof, that's a lot of like small. That's got to be
Yeah,
a lot
they're
of small
just
cactus.
yeah, they're just like that
Is
big.
it?
I think he's got a
So it's
couple big ones.
right?
Cacti, cactus.
Hell, I don't know. Got one cactus. I think I bought it low. I was like, oh, it's cool. Still
I have
last
a
green.
I have a plastic one, and it died.
8 foot tall, he says. Hold on a
Yeah.
second. Oh wow. So yeah, you got it figured out. That's like
Yeah.
that's some that's a green thumb right there. If I had something 8 foot tall, it just lean.
This all droop all over.
Yeah, it just would not look right. Get props on that. It'll like they say you play music for your plants and stuff like that. Sing to your plants. They grow better that way.
Yeah.
I don't sing. I do not sing.
I don't either.
Unless it's karaoke and I'm really drunk.
And then by that time, you think you're a rock star, huh?
That's it. I could just be Bon Jovi or Hoobastank or somebody like that. Maybe Nickelback. That's the one.
Little Britney Spears, you know, bring it back, baby.
I've been known.
But that's what I love about this community is just that there is so many variety of different people. Like, you know, you're a TMT collector. There is lots and lots of guys that I can introduce you to that are them kind of collectors, like Who Dat. You know, he's a big TMT collector. There's the two brothers, Dustin. He's a big TMT collector. You know, you all like one thing, but maybe you like this cover better than what he does, or you know, that's the greatest thing I like about it. You know, there's some people that, oh, I only collect Spider-Man. Spider-Man kicks everybody's ass. He's blah 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 blah. You know, some of them people you're just like, okay, come on now. Yeah, we all like Spider-Man, but you know, you can't kick everybody's ass. Well, he's beat him and he's beat him and he's beat him. Well, he's also been teamed up with him and done this and done that. You know, it's kind of like Wolverine. He's been everywhere with everybody's situation. Yeah. So you eventually have to figure out, you know, what books I want of him.
Yeah, he said he likes Dragon Ball. That was a cool. Yep. I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z, Mobile Suit Gundam, Gundam Wing. Just like
my
those,
kids like Dragon Ball Z. I didn't get into it that much. They watched that more than I did.
It's a lot going on. You got to really kind of study it a little bit. It's pretty cool. Oh. Yeah, it probably is this morning over there.
Yeah.
Well, have a good service, sir. Have a good service.
I'm not sure if their churches are like ours, but you know, see, that's always a great thing to know. You know, different things, different countries.
It's a very religion is another thing. So there's so many different, and have a good time. It's nice, nice chatting there, K Titus. Thanks for showing up.
I love chatting with K Titus. He's always a great guy.
Very cool. I'm gonna check his
He's
channel
pretty
out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of these people like yourself, like I was saying, they don't make that jump to YouTube. They go, they stay in the chat, and then you start making friends that way. Hey, that's kind of how I looked at you as, I'd send you a link. Hey, go check out this, or go over here and vote for me here. Check out
Oh
this
yeah.
show, check out that show. Some people are like, I liked it once and that was it. Lame and Frame, I laugh my ass off every time I watch it. Not every episode I'm in. So, I still say, hey, support it, check it out.
Oh, for sure. I love that. Yeah, I watch that show quite a bit.
I'm not always on it. The wife's not always on it, but
yeah,
the laughs are
it's still
always
fun,
there.
right? It's still a good, just watching people who no idea what they're doing, just drawing pictures. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in.
Right.
And Rod puts on a good show. He's a good dude. He shouts out communities, and he's a person that Rod the Rican. He really will do well for the community. That's the cool thing.
It's always fun trying to draw with one eye and
it's handicap.
try to get the portions right,
You have to have a hook hand one time too, and just start trying to.
All right, I tried to say that once. Hey, I got a handicap.
That explains it. Now I get it. Now I see. It's been nice to kind of just show up different things, just be in chat, or just even say anything and just watch, just lurk or whatever you want to call it, and just see
lurking
different things. It's pretty cool.
But I like the cover slingers. They don't care if you have $1 million comic book or $1 comic book. It just depends on how you sell it. And that's a lot of these shows. You can trash talk this guy's comic book. It could be $1 million comic book. But mine's a much better comic book because because I own it,
Or how many people you invite to the chat or in stream.
Right, that too. That helps a lot too. But I've won with Todd McFarlane, Wolverine, and what's that one? I can't think of where Wolverine has his claws and the Hulk's image is
Incredible Hulk. What is that?
Todd McFarlane cover.
Yeah, yep, with the reflection in it.
Right. I beat people with that one against like a Batman number 10. It's just most people associate that one. Most people probably have that Hulk one in their collection or whatever. Not everybody's gonna have a Batman number 10.
Well, that's kind of still obtainable too. That incredible Hulk with Wolverine. Obtainable goal that
right.
10. That might not be. That's more toward your Grail territory, where it's like, wow, be a big book. It's a big boy book.
Well, that's like cover slingers. Every time I beat Man Cave or get a score better than him, I'm always feel pretty good because every one of his are graded, and they're old or they're golden age or they're silver. This first appearance of this. So anytime I beat Man Cave, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, you gotta have a good time. The main thing is having a good time. It's like you get to show off your collection or show off a book you love or like, or just want to have a good time with. Hey, I got this cover. Bam. And talk crap about your cover, even though it's something I would love to have in my collection, but I'm gonna talk crap about it.
Right, exactly. And sometimes I'm just like, well, I can't say nothing about it because I would like to have that book, myself.
Right.
But I'm still gonna trash talk it the best I can.
Yeah, I want to win, bottom line, but your cover is sweet. End of the day.
But that's what I like about the shows because nobody takes anything personal. And if you do, then why are you on the show, If somebody's going to say your book's trash, then don't take it personal. Trash their book or whatever. But the whole thing is
shoot back.
Just to have fun.
You got to shoot back, get a good time. No sense in it. If if collecting or being on these, streams or having fun, doing this kind of thing is not fun for you, don't do it. Just quit.
Right.
You know, if you
Even
don't,
some people in the chat,
yeah,
they get blocked in the
they're
chat for
haters.
saying something wrong.
Just like if you don't like everything, but if someone else likes it, don't hate on them for liking it. Like,
Right.
not everybody likes the same thing. It's like
No.
everybody's got a right to like what they like. Leave it at
Collect
that.
your way.
That's it. And if you if you
And
want
that's
to have a reasonable conversation with somebody, that's cool. But hey, don't hate on them for it. That's
no.
the whole thing. Don't hate on somebody for like they like.
Right. Exactly.
Like me with
Some
DC.
guys
Obviously, I don't like DC, but
But
okay, a couple.
there you go. Like, I'm a big DC villain fan. Because I think they have the best villains out of everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
I could see that. Yeah. Joker, Penguin, Riddler, Scarecrow, Two-Face, all day. The villains are written better than the heroes. To me.
A hero. They're all out there.
Yeah.
Batman's after them all.
Even Lex Luthor, I think, is better than Superman. Like, I would root for Lex Luthor over Superman every day. I never liked Superman. I just think he's a goody two shoes.
Boy Scout.
Yeah. Batman, I kind of like just because he's kind of dark, all that kind of stuff. But he gets a little bleh. But I just grew up doing Marvel and mainly X-Men. Staying on that X-Men side. Not even Avengers never really hit me until MCU. Like, who's Iron Man? Like, I've heard of Iron Man, but what I don't really know about him.
Iron Man's the equal to Batman on DC. Both rich playboys.
Very similar. Right. And there's always that. Yeah, there's always the mirror. DC and Marvel have the mirrors.
Right.
Nemo, Aquaman, Flash, Quicksilver. They all equal out.
Deadshot, Deadpool.
Yeah, it's crazy how it's so similar. They either one has one and one's like, oh, let's copy that. Oh wait, and they just.
Right.
It is what it is. I get it.
Deadpool's more popular than what Deadshot is. After the Suicide Squad, he came up a little bit, but then the Deadpool movies just kind of,
You mean
You can't, those Dead movies, you can't beat those. I mean, they're funny,
Yeah.
They're good. I mean, they could not even be Marvel movies or superhero movies. They're just a good movie. It's funny,
Right.
It's witty, it's gory, it's all that action packed. It's got everything going on.
Rated R.
So,
it ain't your little
hopefully
kid's
Disney
comic
Plus
book.
sticks with that. So I thought where that Liefeld said that he will be writing a R-rated comic book for Deadpool coming up to kind of be in line with the new movie and that stuff. So we'll see. Be nice to see that because the comic book needs to be in line with the movies. I mean, blood, gore, swearing, whatever.
Breaking the fourth wall. I mean, he does that all in comic books already.
Yeah, that's his big thing was like, hey, what do you think? Just looking at you like, hey, is this a good idea? So we'll see.
Well, we have two people in here. We're going to end this chat. Don't go nowhere. Don't click off. But we're going to say goodnight. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us, shooting the ship with us. Thank you for my guest, Firehawk, for coming on tonight, and Jay Hack for showing up. Hope to have you guys again. Maybe next week we'll do this again. Maybe we'll have Marvelous on with us next week. It's probably too late for him.
That's a big get.
So thank you, everybody, for showing up. Catch us on the rewind. Make sure you sub up Firehawk. And we'll catch you next time, everybody.